Hello, everybody.
And we're live.
We are live.
All right. Well, I just want to welcome everybody to another episode of Sunday with the Punters. I'm Blue Shirt Buddha, and that handsome devil over there in beautiful, sunny Alberta, Canada Is Flippin' Zippo.
Thank you, sir. How's your Halloween?
Quiet. Yeah. How about yours?
Yeah, pretty quiet. We have just a small handful of kids who all got big handfuls of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, tongs actually.
Right.
Got to keep them at a bit of a distance.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah,
it was pretty. With all that's going on, it was pretty quiet here.
Yeah.
So
to be expected.
Exactly. So let's welcome in a few of the punters that are starting to trickle in. You see, we got JB was first in, Paul M, Orange Hand, what's up, pal? Chip Gage, underachieving watch collector, Maynard Joseph, Dan Tillerman, Junior Johnson, the Rancher, Neville Grimshaw. The whole cast of characters. And, of course, we had Thomas Burnett in there, but he should be joining us shortly.
Yeah. A minute or so late for NS something. The Rancher is here. Hello, sir.
Rancher.
Hey, how goes it, guys?
Happy birthday, Rancher.
I appreciate it, but it's not like a really big birthday. It's not like a shit birthday that no one cares about. Like, it's kind of like a 48th birthday. Really?
Exactly. Thomas.
Hi, everyone. You well?
Hello, Thomas.
Good.
Happy birthday, Clivers.
Hello.
Oh, thanks.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, NS something. Hi, Blue Shirt. Hi, Clive. Hi, Zipper. Hi, D.
So, in Flippin' Zippo, I've been kind of doing a little research, and apparently what they're saying the professional YouTubers are doing is that they start off a video with a call to action.
Call to action. All right.
Yeah. So let me give it a shot. Screw Archie.
Who's Archie?
I'll get behind that one.
That might be a call to inaction.
Archie who?
What?
Who's
We're on a different channel. We're on a different channel, Clive, so we don't refer to that.
Oh, okay. All right. Orange. Sorry.
How was your Halloween with your kids, NS, up there in Montreal?
It was good. I mean, we downplayed it a little bit, I guess, because of COVID. But no, it was nice. We put out a bowl of candy outside and did some stuff indoors. It was interesting. It was fun.
Okay, kept the kids entertained at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how you doing, Thomas? How's things?
Yeah, fine. How are you? Yeah, feeling a bit tired today. Being a bit lazy. Had a good sleep in from last night, and yeah, taking it easy.
Well, I think we're all trying to recover from that marathon yesterday.
Yeah, it was a long one, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and certainly was. Unfortunately, I had to break off there for an hour and. Mind them. Oh, and speaking of the devil,
the man
Speak
himself,
of the devil,
yeah.
fresh
and he shall appear.
Fresh off his marathon and record-breaking.
It wasn't record-breaking, was it? I haven't even checked. Let me have a look and see if it was actually
4 hours and 5 minutes.
Hold on, I feel like we did more. I think the Phillips auction tipped that, but I'll hold you to it. I don't know. Let's have a look. I'll do a double check. Let's see. We got 4.5, 3.5, we got 4.2, 3.4, 3.27, 315, 328, 342, 357. Yes, I think we broke a record.
Congratulations.
Oh, good God.
It is ID Guy. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Nice to be here.
Welcome, ID Guy.
Oddly enough, Marathon was one of the brands he did not have in his live stream.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Ironical.
You've recovered your voice, and listen, my friend. I don't know how you do it, but
me neither. Coffee.
God love you that you do it, because it was entertaining.
Oh, it was. I called a cat a dog at one point, and it was a good time. Yeah, it was great.
You had some great watches as well, didn't you?
You
The
did.
selection
Really
was
did.
amazing. It really was amazing. It's so humbling, I gotta say. It's so nice being able to just get everyone together and have a good laugh about whatever the subject is. And yeah, variety is always mind blowing for me. I don't look at half these things. I save them. I name them, save them, and then when it's all together, finally on the day, you actually see it all, and you come to terms with what you have. It's great. It really is a joy.
About breaking YouTube streaming records. The next one I think you need to go after is Austin Daniels.
Oh, nobody's going to break that. Nobody's going to break that one.
If it's a big milestone, maybe we will. But I'll have to have some Japanese whiskey on hand, and
a lot of it. Or gin, if you want to repeat Austin's 7+ hour performance.
God,
no, he's not really appearing on YouTube these days.
Geez, that was I gotta say that made news. I think Wiki Watch Leaks, everyone shared that one. That was a goodie.
Indeed.
How was everyone else? Jeez, it's good to hear that everyone's well and looking after themselves and had a good weekend.
Yep. And we got a lot of the normal punters in the chat, so that's good to see.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Underachieving watch collector saying he'd love to see another live auction live stream.
That would be awesome.
Oh, it'd be fun. I think we need to do one in the next, month or two. There are some good ones coming up. I need to cover that McQueen Hoyer that's going to be going. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah,
what is that going to fetch?
Wow, it's going to be a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I mean that's as significant as the Paul Newman. I think it has such a cool heritage.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So EP, hello, Hansi, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Underachieving and
Orange
everybody else. Yep.
Oh, I thought for a second I you said Hotzi. I was going to have to leave because of the restraining order.
No, Hansi.
We're not going to ask you to leave, Clive. It's your birthday.
That's right.
Clive, November baby, good man.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a shit birthday. It's like no one gives a shit about your 48th birthday. No one's going to give a shit about this one, frankly.
We care about it, Clive.
So are you alluding to the fact that next year we're going to be celebrating?
No, it's still kind of like eh.
Okay. So it's not the half century yet.
No, everyone's birthdays fall on Sunday, don't they, this year?
Yeah, a lot of Sunday birthday.
Yeah,
next week is yours, right, Flippin'?
Yeah.
And then in
mine,
2 weeks,
then it's Clive's today, and then it's Zippo's next Sunday, and then it's ID Guys, isn't it?
Yeah, on the 22nd.
And you know why, don't you?
It's 7 days in a week.
No, it's because January and February are damned cold.
Yep.
Not in Africa, my friend. Not in Africa.
That's why I'm here, because of the damn cold.
Yeah, we're all indoors because of the cold. It's raining and pouring here.
It's pouring here in New York, too.
Well, yeah, it's raining here, too.
Sunny. You don't hear me complaining. I'm taking it like a man.
So Halloween, what is the stick today? What's everyone thinking?
I think we should look at scary watches.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely look at scary watches. I was going to take you through a not so scary watch, just briefly. Another watch that I got in, which I was going to take you through.
Oh,
here's where Clive starts his.
What a day yesterday! Well, I woke up this morning feeling absolutely comatose. I couldn't move. It was bad because you mix running. Like I think I ran about 3 miles and then a workout beforehand, and then the alcohol with the live show and the coffee, the serious amounts of coffee, and all of that together, including a late night. You really feel mollificated by the end. It was crazy.
Well, if you switch to Clue, think of all the time you'd save.
But no fisherman's friend.
2 fishermen's friends.
Oh, was it 2 fishermen's friends?
Eventually it was 2. Yeah, that had to happen at the very end. Just because we have to keep consistent somewhere,
So what do you have for us, Thomas?
So this is the Ingersoll Regents, and this is the model I showed last week on the mesh bracelet stream briefly. This is the chronograph version.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in this week was the dress version. It's a 47mm watch by Ingersoll. It's 15 millimeters thick, and this is the dress version I got in, which is on a deployant buckle, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a nice black dial with gold numerals on. It's a rose gold version, rose gold case. And this is an automatic version, unlike the Mecha Quartz chronograph I just showed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going for £180, which is very good, I thought.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, it even has a deployant as well. How cool is
yeah,
that?
deploying, and it's using a Miyota movement. It's which is, it's good for the price for £180. It's using a day and date function. It's got a 24 millimeter strap. And it's got a push button deploying, as I showed. I'll just put it on the wrist quickly. Coming from the Ingersoll 1892 brand. Just get this deploying fixed on. Yeah, it comes out quite a big wearing watch, as you can see. But it wears. I like the size. It's for 47 millimeter. It's a
big boy, but you can pull it off.
It's a big boy, yeah, but I can pull it off. I've been wearing quite big watches recently, and that size works for me. I find.
Gotta love those Corsair Arabics. Just the way.
Yeah,
the way it
lovely
has to be.
Corsair Arabics.
It is. It is. Yeah, I like you, ID guy. I have a soft spot for the quarter Arabics.
Oh, that's just.
They really make the watch.
Yeah, must say one of my passions. It's what's the catchphrase? It's my passion.
Exactly.
It's not about the money.
Right.
It takes a lot of the money to get all this equipment put together.
That's it. That's it. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, howdy from Texas. How are you?
James is also bringing out the big guns today, by the looks of things.
And James, welcome.
Hello, Bruce Blue Shirt. How are you, mate?
Good. Good. Glad you could join us.
Hello, James.
Good. Hey, NS. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, so that's my watch show of the week, the Ingersoll Regents automatic.
Very sharp.
It's a nice watch, I think.
I like it. I like it. So once again, just a big welcome to Howdy from Texas. Always good to see you, my friend.
Howdy.
Howdy. You're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. What size is my wrist, Junior Johnson? It's 7 1/4.
See what James is sporting there.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a Grubel 4C, is it?
Yeah.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it's a very nice watch.
Good eye, Thomas.
Very nice. That's gorgeous, James.
That's beautiful, James.
It's a nice little acquisition. Hence the reason the old watch budget is a bit blown at the moment.
You now have a few. You have about 3, hey? This is like you've got a trifecta of. Oh, it's gorgeous. Tourbillons and the whole the GMT World. That was another one. Oh, they really are.
The Earth, the GMT.
Yeah,
Earth,
that's a beautiful.
That's amazing, James.
They just are a cut above.
So that's what happens when you go through a global pandemic and you think you've got to rush out for your grails.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Tourbillon then, James?
Yep, sure is.
Wow. Let me tell you, when I was it the last Watch Time or the 2 years ago, Watch Time New York, I was going around the show with Bill Sanders, and he interviewed Stephen Forsey, and it was quite an interesting discussion. The guy's incredibly nice, but just very knowledgeable, super passionate, everything they do has to be like perfect, and they're always striving on to see what they can do themselves, and they try their best not to outsource anything. And it's just he's a very interesting guy, very nice. He literally talked to us for about 20-25 minutes in the middle of a show, so it was just really nice. And their watches are gorgeous.
I'll just jump on my computer, guys. So I'll be a second.
Sure.
No problem, Thomas.
In a sec.
Yeah,
I'm still very fascinated by all these small watchmakers like Gerard Perregaux, Gribble Forsey, Laurent Ferrier. They don't hold their value. I think Gribble Forsey do. I looked for years to get a GMT Earth, and every single one that hit the second-hand market was so close to the new price, and somebody else had owned it, worn it, scratched it. It wasn't worth buying second-hand for the price they're wanting. So, I'm as you all know, I'm a bargain hunter, a bit like Clive, I guess. Clive here today.
He is.
Hey, Clive.
Birthday boy.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Clive.
Well, I think there's like challenges for like smaller watchmakers. Like, Roger Smith is only like 5'6", and how does he set the table when he's looking at one?
Question from the chat from Brian: how does one feel about a solid gold Daytona?
Yeah. Trophy watch. It's you call it the trophy watch.
If you can swing that, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'd rather go for the platinum with the blue dial, to be honest.
There you go, Thomas. There you go.
I have an interesting philosophical question.
Oh dear.
Shoot.
Are we that early already, Clive? It's Sunday. Remember, it's Sunday.
Well, yeah, but
he can do what he wants.
We had to fall back.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Which watch is the ultimate expression of the statement "time is money"?
Ooh, that's a pretty heady question.
And how to emphasize that would be it needs to be a watch that you're constantly looking at, checking it all the time, lifting it up, especially in front of people, that kind of thing, right? It's that gives that kind of impression.
It's got to be blingy, doesn't it?
Yeah. In a
Anything
way.
that producer Michael buys?
Well,
I don't know.
That puts us in a Jacob and Co type.
Yeah, I think those watches don't scream time is money. They scream like bad investment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that says I've got too much time and I've got too much money.
Yeah. There has to be an air of class to the watch as well. It can't just be something in your face. It has to have some, a solid gold date in a way. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit too much. I don't know. Very good point. Very good question, though. I like it.
It would have to be something super precise, though, right? Because you'd want
proper watchmaking, superior watchmaking,
and you'd want to keep track.
You had to have something very, very precise.
Yeah.
Keep track of your time. Always know.
So we talking time. Are we talking Patek Lambda? How about the Patek? What's the chime? The Patek
Grandmaster Chime.
Yeah.
Or maybe that Breguet that 10 hertz one.
That's a good idea. I think a world time complication is something that also adds to it, because time being money, you very much are someone who does communicate around the world with whatever the situation is. So I'm thinking maybe the complication of a world time on top of whatever the piece is would also add to the feeling of that, maybe.
Right. And as something, what about the JLC Grandmaster Gyro Tourbillon Westminster chimes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be one.
That's an awesome watch, eh? That is stunning.
Isn't that an amazing watch? Oh,
yeah,
God.
it is.
It's something else.
I mean, you have the Gribble Forsey, also the what is it? The Quad Tourbillon also, which is that would be an interesting choice as well.
There's a lot of the JLC is the watchmaker's watchmaker, isn't it? I mean,
we got one vote in here from Neville Grimshaw on the Patek 5070R.
I'm out on Patek. I'm just got no idea about Patek. So
it's interesting. The 5070 is much more of a classical styled chrono compared to the 5170. The case shape is much more like a pocket watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting how some of us really enjoy the 51 variant and others enjoy the 5070. Sorry, I'm just jumping in, guys.
Mm-hmm.
No.
See, to me, the time is money invokes the self-made guy who's efficient and, not so flashy.
Mm.
The guy who's just always at work and not worrying too much about, things.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it could
so then-
it could be like a quartz watch, right? That you never have to wind and.
Well, Bill Gates wears a Casio still.
Mm-hmm.
F91W. Nothing says time is money.
Absolutely.
But I think once you get to a stage where your time is in money, I mean, you're wearing what you want, so when you want. So realistically, the guys like that aren't going to work anymore, or they're going to work wearing Adidas's or whatever they're doing. They don't really care. They're strapping on whatever they want. I mean, they're the guys that. The guys who are putting on the blingy watches are the guys usually in debt. The guys wearing the blingy Rolex diamonds and the 3-piece suits and all that whole look. Who I call them the greatest pretenders.
The great pretenders. That's good.
Yeah, I do. I mean, the guys who are doing that and pulling out front with their Porsches and Ferraris and. Clicking their fingers in the restaurant for the waiters and all those things. Yeah, those guys, wearing their big Royal Oak offshores outside their French cuffs because they can't fit them underneath it. I mean, they're the guys who I call the greatest pretenders. I mean, it's the guys who are really being flamboyant. They are the greatest pretenders because they want people to notice them.
Rohit R has a
winning
good one.
formula. Yeah.
The VC Corne d'Avache 1955 in platinum.
That's a lovely watch.
That is
I would
a
take.
magnificent watch.
Yeah, if I had the money in the world, I would be buying one of those. That is just it's beautification.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see watch case beautification like that anymore. Sadly, it's not something that seems to be fashionable anymore. It's quite unfortunate.
Letters in my head. Thanks, James Arthur.
Clive, what's your answer to the?
To me, it's almost like throw that question out. It's like giving you guys a Rorschach test.
Pretty much.
And to me, it's more interesting in how people answer it and how they attack the problem and the preconceptions they have going in. I mean, I think a lot of people would almost say a gold Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't read the time on that thing very well. So
I have nothing against Rolex and gold Daytonas.
I never do.
My only problem with the gold Daytona and like the gold Daytona, gold sub, gold GMT, I feel those are the watches where you're leaving so much money on the table, right? Where you could just be buying something. I mean, look, you could be buying, if you want something blingy, you could be buying a Bluesy and like a Patek for the same price, right? Yep. Or something like that. So it's a lot of money. It's like the Platinum Daytona. I know it's popular, but to me, it's like, buying a Suburban that you gold plate everything after. At the end of the day, you're still driving like a $20,000 truck.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. There's so much more versatility, variety out there on top of just a different metal on a watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that personally, I think that the two-tone and all those models Enes just mentioned look much better anyway. I like the two-tone Sea Dweller. I like the two-tone Sub. I like all the Bluesy. I like the two-tone in all of them much better. I think the two-tone's making a huge comeback.
Don't tell everyone. No one needs to know.
James.
No one needs to know this.
But in terms of Daytona, I'm not a Daytona person, to be perfectly honest. I mean, for collectability's sake, I have them. But the only Daytona I've actually ever really worn has been the Ice Blue Anniversary Edition, which got stolen from me, and I replaced, which was platinum.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I mean, it was just so unique in the blue face and the brown bezel, and
Yeah.
that was the only Daytona I've actually really fallen in love with.
Are you sure you didn't run over the original with the tractor?
I was in New York City at the time, the Rancher, and we got robbed, and I had the least expensive watch on compared to my colleagues. So
yeah.
Well, that falls in line with what Mr. Perpetual is saying off in the comments.
Let's see what he says.
Contract.
Hide my watch. Yeah. I hide my watch lately. Don't want a masked man attacking me.
I mean, aren't most of us staying home?
Yeah, we're not exactly going anywhere at the moment, right?
It's funny it's funny when people got robbed. I mean, they're more interested in your tech or your messenger bags than they are in your watches.
It's great. It's just take it all. Take all the tech you want.
They don't really have any idea of what watches are worth when they're mugging you. They're more interested in your tech and your iPhones and they're more interested in that stuff. They don't realise what they're getting as far as the value on your wrist.
Well, I'm just thinking how different this year is. You're approached by the police outside and they say, "Sir, we couldn't help but notice that you're drenched in cheap, high-strength alcohol and you're wearing a mask. Thank you for being a good citizen."
I mean, but the robberies are insane at the moment. I mean, the amount of people I've heard of late that have been robbed and their watches collections stolen, and the amount of people I've heard that just had just been at cafes, had their bags stolen and that sort of thing. I mean, this whole economic time that we're dealing with at the moment is causing people to have to go out there and just, I guess, for survival. The robbery situation is just out of control.
Yeah, very undecided times. You clearly say that.
Indeed.
And people who are carrying their whole lives around in a backpack or a messenger bag, because a lot of people are working remotely, more so now than ever because of what we've been through and now what we're about to face again.
Yep.
Their whole life's in a bag, basically. I mean, your whole office is in your bag.
Okay.
And people are just taking their eyes off of their bag for one moment and they're gone.
So with the current situation in mind, what is therefore the ultimate stealth wealth watch?
Exactly.
A watch that you can wear outside and not compromise your love of horology, but not really have to worry so much about having your arm cut off.
A white gold Alongo Zona.
I think a Microbrand.
Yes. Also,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a lot of nice watches at home or in the safe, anything that you enjoy, right? That could be a mechanical watch, like a System 51 or a Microbrand, or anything that you got for cheap could be a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a lot of time indoors this year in particular for sickness and obviously lockdown, and I spent a lot of time playing with watches. I mean, I think we as watch addicts probably all do, and I love Microbrands, and I'm the biggest Microbrand guy because I've obviously have got a passion for them and I'm invested in them. And I wear a lot of Microbrands. I play for a lot of Microbrands. I play, mix and match them. They're like my Lego set, my Meccano set. I change straps, NATOs. I wear Microbrands, and I'm not ashamed of that fact. I mean, I think Microbrands are fantastic. So. Yeah, I think that Microbrands, I mean, everybody here's got their favourite beater or daily driver or tool watch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. So, I think that, you can have your favourite field watch, for example. I mean, I'm sure Blue Shirt's got 2 or 3 of his favourite field watches. He featured, on ID Guy his new B20, is it B25 Raider?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a beautiful looking watch. I mean, that's the guy who owns Mitchell Timepieces. I mean, he's done an awesome job as a microbrand putting that together. That is a good looking watch. I mean, you're proud to put that watch on your wrist and go outside. Nobody's gonna target you to take that watch off you.
No.
I mean, it's a $400 US watch to buy online.
Now, James, you spend most of the day locked in the house. Let me ask a question. How many daughters do you have?
2.
It might be safer outside.
Oh no, but they're not in the house. So
luckily, James is by himself most of the time.
Okay.
Which is about it.
No, they spend a lot of time around the house, so it's good. But I've got dogs, Clive, which are like my children. So I've got 2 dogs in the house, and a beautiful wife. So.
That's 3 women. That's definitely safer outside.
No, my dog's a boy. Come on, mate. I know he might behave like one of the girls and take their side, but he's a boy. No, so but the daughter's always around, so that's good. So we're a pretty tight family unit.
So I just wanted to ask Zippo one question.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to grow the mustache for November?
Oh, I forgot about it today. I probably should have.
Well,
You shaved today.
Yeah.
Hey,
I guess, I should have started today, but I will, yes.
today is technically the start. It's okay.
Today's the start. It's fine. And secondly, Rancher, I've got a little birthday present for you because I know you said you wanted to save the ugliest watch until the Halloween edition. So I put a watch in the chat for Zippo to call up, which I found, which was a pretty damn ugly watch.
Yeah, I put one in there too, flipping.
I think we should repeat. I think we should repeat it, Blue Shirt, just for the sake of. I don't have any really ugly one, but it's a nice idea to have something scary for this time of the year.
I haven't got one. Sorry.
Don't worry, James. It's not a Nixon.
Don't worry, James. It's no pressure.
I was going to put my my avatar as a Nixon just for your benefit, ID Guy. But...
I was thinking of doing the same, but I thought, no, I'm not kicking a man when he's down. That's just not right.
Good on you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to upset Thomas.
Oh,
so yeah,
beautiful.
here we go. This reminds me of not on the Sean Connery theme, but on the Roger Moore theme of Live and Let Die. This reminds me of
nice.
The voodoo witch doctor from Live and Let Die. It's pretty horrible, isn't it?
I don't know.
That price.
That price is.
I didn't actually think that. I thought this watch was going to be like $200. How is it possible that it's?
Don't worry, it probably is somewhere in one of the bargain basement bins.
Yeah,
watches.
It's horrible, though, isn't it?
Usually. Especially, it's more useful this year because this year you put it on Halloween, and let's face it, probably on November 4th.
Yes.
But would you spend £3,700 on that? I mean,
yes,
it's horrible.
Absolutely not. I mean, and this is already discounted, right? That's not.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
because that's Quorum. So I don't know. I think brands like Quorum make nice watches, like their bridge watches, but they end up with so many of these watches that I don't know if they can sell them. There's tons of gray dealers that have like bargain basement Quorums for like $1,000 or even less.
Less.
Yeah, and they're all unworn display models. I don't know how a company keeps putting out stuff like this.
The good thing about Quorum, man, is that if you get something like this for $300 or $400 or $500, you can just pick it up and then change the dial.
Oh, that is such an ugly face.
Yeah,
horrible, isn't it?
That was a good one.
Sort of watch you send to one of your enemies,
the people you never want to speak to again. That's the way.
Yeah, buy this for someone at work as a Christmas bonus, and they'd think, "Am I getting the sack?"
No, you know
No, you
what?
just said
If-
they think they're getting a beautiful watch, the Corum watches, and they open it up and they get the like the Grim Reaper.
somebody that you really don't like, you get them this watch at MSRP and you send them the receipt, right? To show them just how much
How
you
much
value
fully
not
killed them.
liking them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good one, Ass. I like it. I like it.
I've got a question from Tao here, and I'm going to exit out of this monster. Collection
Are we
size.
aiming for a certain
to a
number of
certain number of
watches?
watches, or are you just aiming for the next piece and not completing a collection?
I know Tao pretty well. I know his collection, and he has a 4-piece Hunger Buster. There's the cornerstone is the Lunga 1 from 1995, the original
Wow.
Lunga 1.
Beautiful.
And he likes the blend of, I think he's got an Omega, he's got a Nomos, and he's got a can't remember the last one. A Rolex Explorer 2, Polar, the latest reference. And yeah, that's it. He's trimmed it down to 4 watches, and that's him. Very interesting point, because he's spent a lot of time thinking about this himself. So I guess it's a good
Wow.
Yeah, I
Good
think it's
question to
more
ask.
of a where you are in your
Journey.
Yeah, along the horological highway, where you are in your journey. If you're just starting out or midway, a lot of people are checking boxes with certain watches. But
That's
then you
true.
get to the point where you start to downsize, and less is more, and you less watches, but better quality. So which is where I'm kind of at.
Yeah,
Where your tastes change and you try to adjust your collection to reflect it.
Exactly.
what I would say is whatever you feel comfortable with, like don't
Follow the herd.
play don't play into peer pressure to go either way, right? Either to go and get more watches or get less watches, because if your deal is having 50 watches and that's what you like and that's what you want, then fine, right? You're happy. Your collection should make you happy. There's too many people online that have nice watches and those watches make them completely miserable. You should really be happy. So.
Yeah, for me, been my collection of watches, been my life for 25 years. So for me, it's not about the number of watches. I'm stuck on different genre watches, like certain brands. So I have ones that I wear, but then I have, I want to collect certain, like Gerard Perregaux, for example. He's one which I, from vintage through to current models. And I'm working towards building a museum of watches, so in Paris. So yeah, for me, I'm working on a different type of thing rather than being a collector. I'm looking at doing some art installations and some other things. So it's not about watches to wear as much as it is about building certain themes.
Yeah, it's a difficult question. So it's something that we all battle with in this space. I mean, hell, I'm so immature in this kind of area. I mean, the watch that's on the screen is the main one that I have, and it's.
But you know what? There's no
immature. ID's immature.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's different for everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, I found myself. I was like a lot of people, sort of trying to go for what I could afford, high end watches, but I found myself recently exploring Microbrands so much, and cheaper watches, and I'm really enjoying that. And so I found myself amassing a lot of smaller Microbrands, which have been really enjoyable, to be honest with you. So I found my collection sort of growing.
Yeah.
And
at the end of the day, it's all about experience, right? It's regardless of whether you keep the pieces or not. It's good to just witness and experience all of these, and your tastes are just honed naturally.
Yeah,
you don't have to force it.
It's not about sort of putting myself into a category anymore. It's just about enjoying and experiencing, like you say, RD guy. And
we're getting philosophical, eh? On a Sunday, it's incredible.
Right.
I think as watch enthusiasts, I think that we all jump through different phases in our journey in this industry. I mean, I think that, I know I've gone through so many different journeys in my time, from pocket watch conversions through the Panerai stage of loving straps more than watches, through through the Microbrand phase, through I think there's all these different journeys you go through as a watch enthusiast in the watch community. It's no different to any other. If you're in the car community, you go through different stages of what type of cars, trucks you like, engines and all those sort of things. So I think it's just one of those things you have to experience.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a couple good questions in there, and howdy. I mean, Flippin', you found a good one from Orange Hand.
It's quite philosophical, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think you're still a collector, even if you're content with what you have.
Yeah.
You're always going to be looking at something else.
Absolutely. You've always got your eye on things. You're always going to stop and look at things if they catch your eye, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's very peculiar. It's a very peculiar thing, though, because in another experience in a different area with guitars, in my case, I've always lusted after a Fender Stratocaster. Okay, that was one of my main goals at one stage in life. And I bought one and was still looking at Stratocasters after buying this one. But after stripping it apart completely, modifying it completely, refinishing the neck, the body, all the new components, basically rebuilt the guitar, making it my own. I don't need to look at another Fender again, in a way. I've put my bit of DNA into it, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a strange. I guess that's the creative side of me, in a way. When you actually build something yourself, you feel like it is yours a lot more than
exactly.
But if you're
an interesting point as well, he says, my feeling about watches, just like guitars or any discretionary purchase, is that if you're not having fun, there's something wrong with you, and you should probably recalibrate your mindset.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if you're a collector, right, at some point, shouldn't you, if you decide to stop, shouldn't you take the time to actually enjoy your collection, right?
Right.
Because if you never stop to enjoy it, are you really a collector? You're just a hoarder or a flipper or something, right? If you really enjoy it, it's like when you're a kid and you have a stamp collection, right? You don't need to add new stamps every single day. At some point, you just want to pick up your album and go through it and take a look at it. And especially with watches, right? Once you're content with your collection, you can buy a loop. You can start looking at it. You can start enjoying it. Lots of Legos at my house too. But yeah, I mean, at some point, you just can't keep hoarding the watches, right?
And I think with this hobby, it's all philosophical. It's time of reflection. I think actually looking back to what you have and being very grateful for what you have. And I think one of the main things at the end of the day is asking yourself why you did it in the first place. What's the reason for doing this in the first place? Circling back to why you started does help you a lot when you have times of doubt, et cetera, et cetera. We're really getting deep here. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
I think
Now, Blue Shirt, I sent you a picture just now.
Yes.
Oh, no, Clive.
I think it's kind of on.
Are your clothes on, Clive?
It's not of me.
Okay,
his
good.
birthday suit.
But no, they're not.
Birthday suit, James. Very sharp.
You want me to forward this on?
Yeah, actually, and I think it does a great. I think it does a great job at kind of explaining that how people are interrelated to what their collections are, or to what interests them.
Is it like a person normally looks like their dog?
I just emailed it to you, Flippin'.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I think
an art display, and there's a little gal who was really, really focusing on this one photograph. I mean, on this painting, and it's kind of, of course, literally she's standing right in front of it, so I was kind of having to look at it and kind of observe it around her. And then when I got directly behind her, I had to take the photograph, which I mean, it's still one of my favorite photographs.
Oh, it came in sideways.
Ooh.
Rotate.
Well, I hate it when I hear that.
Yeah, I mean there was going to be an innuendo in there somewhere, right?
Oh, and Orange Hand just got a nice new PRS custom instead of a watch. It's funny that we're talking about guitars
Orange Hand
and collecting. You'll enjoy this ID guy. I bought a guitar pedal once off of a person, and we start talking about it, and he says how he's slimming down his collection, right, of guitar pedals and guitars. And he starts talking about his guitars, and he's like, yeah, my wife asked me to start selling some, and he said, I'm down to 350. So
oh God,
I'm
Wow.
holy that is
unbelievable.
insane.
Yep. So I went to buy a guitar pedal, and I ended up having a 1 hour conversation with this guy who is selling a bunch of stuff, and he's got it down to 350 guitars. So think about that for a second.
Like, that is hoarding on the purest sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Orange Hand, just addressing your custom PRS. Today, I was looking at a Martin D28. I was so close to pulling the trigger. I'm actually still, my fingers twitching on the button to click. I'm sitting right there thinking, you know what? Screw it. Buy another Martin, because it'll be great for the live streams. I mean, I could actually play it while talking. It'll be great fun. Anyway.
Now, what were you really looking at, Rancher?
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I was noticing how this person was really captivated by the painting, and I was literally having like circle around her to take a look myself. Then when I got to the rear, when I got behind her. No, wait. So especially if you zoom in, it almost looks like her head could be her head is joining the painting because her head
Right. Yeah, it is. Just circling back, Howdy from Texas had a good question here. He's like, would you guys pay to service a Microbrand watch that costs less than $500?
Depends. It
Depends how much the service was. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, generally your Microbrand watch has a movement that you can usually get service of somewhere between $30 and $50. So if you're enjoying the watch and it's a daily wearer, or one that you are using on a regular basis, the answer would be yes. But if it's a watch which is going to cost you, a couple of $100 service, and I'll get rid of it and buy a new one.
Right. Yeah, it really all depends, I think.
It's a cost to scale analogy, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is. So the question, gents, are we still doing the Halloween theme, or are we going to watch news?
For sure.
I put one in with from eBay flipping that I just thought was, and this isn't an expensive watch, and thankfully it's sold out, but you still can get them on eBay, and I just thought it was ridiculous looking.
I like that when somebody says, thankfully it's sold out.
Yeah.
Is that because you would have bought one?
No, definitely not.
Back to the ugly ducklings, Howdy from Texas says. I love that.
The ugly ducklings.
And I like G-Shocks, but ooh.
I'm not saying anything. What's?
Oh my God, that is looks like a gremlin.
It's the Incredible Hulk, isn't it?
Yeah,
Green Tiger.
The DW6900 Crocodile.
Buy them while you can. You can buy this now. See?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw. I thought I was having like deja vu, or like having like some sort. I was looking for ugly watches last week or the week before, and I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like breath. It takes your breath away. It's so
God,
ugly.
look how green it is. That's not even. Look at the scroll down. Those are the actual pictures.
Yeah,
It's even worse. It's even worse than you think.
Could be in purple.
It's radioactive. I think they come in different colors. I
Here
don't
you
think
go,
it only comes in green.
James, it's up your street. It's a camouflage watch.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah,
is.
that's not real camo though.
No, that's like the opposite. That's like
full-on- It's a camo beacon.
It's not actually me that's actually the camo freak. It's actually my wife.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, Neville says. That's it. Hit it on the head.
That's a very fitting name.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, that's.
And I also sent in a sample that you might find pretty good. I don't know where I left it though.
Pretty nasty, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rough.
I knew you guys would appreciate this one. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I have one towards the end too that I posted.
It doesn't get much worse than that.
I don't know the one you showed us the last week or the week before, NSI. That one's really hard to beat.
Your Nixon won it. I'm afraid to tell you. Was it Nixon? No, it wasn't.
No, it was a
the Nixon keeps coming up.
And, we got to keep repeating the name so that we eventually develop an immunity to it.
What
I
was
like
it?
Squale.
Is that like Squally?
It's like Squale. Say it as many times as you want. It won't affect me.
Yeah, it was a diesel. Yeah,
The diesel, right?
Diesel.
Yeah, the
Unleaded.
the one that's named the Big Daddy 2.0.
Big Daddy.
And you actually saw it in the flesh. That's the
Yes.
that's the amazing thing. You
Yeah.
saw it in the wild.
I remember
Welcome, ABC.
growing up, and these big diesels were the thing everybody wanted.
Oh, stop it.
Hey, Flippin'.
When
Hey,
did they
guys.
show up? Like I
ABC.
like diesel clothing.
Sweet.
Some
Hi,
of it.
BC.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going, guys? How's it
Hi,
going?
Hey,
Sad.
BC.
You okay, Sad?
Yeah, not bad. How's everyone?
We're good.
Recovering.
Not so bad. How's your Zenith?
Yeah, how are you enjoying the new Zenith?
I like it.
old-
I really, really like it. It's quite thin. It's a little bit beaten up here and there, but I think that's why it won't get babied. And yeah, it's legible. It's iconic.
You know
The
what?
movement is
Michael?
iconic, unlike
It's mil specs.
Squally.
I gotta say, I love that dial. It really is. It feels like a pilot chrono.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's legible because it understands this one thing called contrast.
Beautiful.
Contrast.
Beautiful.
Say it again, Clive.
Contrast.
That should be like a ringtone or something on someone's phone.
That should be on the soundboard.
That
It
should be
should
on
be.
the soundboard.
I wish the chrono hands were white painted as opposed to white metal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Can't win them all.
You
Well,
can't do it.
congrats, man.
You always get the spray paint
cool.
gun out.
Thank you.
It's a cool looking watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's quite thin. It's about 12.5 millimeters.
That's not bad for a chrono.
For an
So it wears
automatic.
nicely.
That's very good.
Mhm.
It's an automatic, though, right? El Primero?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty good.
You can get a hand wound version as well.
So I think ID guys watch was next up for the Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween themed. It's definitely not. I wouldn't say it's an ugly watch, but you could call it an ugly watch because of its name. But I dig it. I think it's an awesome piece. It does epitomize this time of the year, I think, in a way. If you can find it, I don't know where that link is.
Yeah, I think I got her.
Just
Nice.
below mine.
And I mean, that is just you got orange. It's a
An
monster.
orange monster.
Orange
you can't say the
monster.
Orange monster.
Oh, boy.
is ugly.
Don't.
No, not ugly. I'm saying it's a monster in the sense of it being Halloween themed.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
color
That's the-
orange.
I like the orange monster.
I dig
That's
it.
that's the random Rob watch.
Yeah.
That's his
I
baby.
quite like it as
Orange
well.
Just
monster.
random Rob will fly to the UK and will beat you with his.
With the watch
I quite
itself.
like the orange monster as well. To be
I
honest
love it.
with you.
I think it's awesome. I'm not bashing
Yeah,
the watch at all.
I love it. Yeah, I love the orange monster. I think it's fantastic.
I just wanted to fit into the Halloween theme. I think this is quite a good example of something
Mhm.
you could wear around. Sits into that right kind of area.
Color wise, and then
Yeah.
the indices that look like teeth. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect for
Yeah,
Halloween.
it looks like tiger's teeth, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Squally tiger.
Squally tiger shark. I need to
Squally.
start. I need to start
Squally.
working on that.
Squally.
Because you
Right.
had Tennessee Mike's Jade Monster on
Mhm.
the show last
Beautiful
night.
watch.
Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
the Jade was just the Jade monster was so elegant in
Yeah.
comparison. It really was a style above in terms of class.
Mm.
But I like the Orange Monster, but I like the if I was to buy one, I would
Jade.
buy the Jade, of course.
Yeah, beautiful. That in solid gold, Barry BKT says. Oof. Now we're talking.
Wowzers.
Yeah. And there was, I mean, I don't know, we kind of moved away from the Halloween theme. I was thinking other areas, but no, don't worry about it. We want to talk, and something's also got something, I think. you
Yeah,
sent
and
in.
something's got one.
Yeah.
Not
mine
another
is,
diesel.
No. I figured
better than that.
I'd go more upscale.
Upscale, upmarket,
time?
yes. Good.
Yeah.
Now,
Good to
did
know.
you see this
Oh.
one in the flesh in the wild?
No.
or-
No, thank God. No.
No more Big Daddies.
Oh,
No. This one is a
How can you
lot.
call a watch a Big Daddy? Oh, God.
2.0. That means there was 1.0. You understand? That means they made another one, and then they decided it would be a good thing to
It
make
was such a popular show. They
Right.
made a
Let's
second
do it
version.
again.
a second
Or
version.
no, it's like the first one is even worse. It's like, no. This one's an improvement.
It's torture. It's just torture. Pure torture.
Oh, this already sounds bad.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yes.
Jacob and Co.
So how do you use precious stones and make it look like a light bright drawing? Right?
Oh my god!
And then, of course, the skeleton needs a hat.
Do-rag. Yeah.
Of course. Yep.
And then the date is located right at the Hitler mustache position
You're kidding me.
because
Oh, yeah.
no.
because that's a good look.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and the other one is a skeleton with a bandana because
Oh my
know.
god!
why not?
The pirate ship one, that isn't it?
What a
How do they
people
stay in
thinking?
business doing this?
God, that's an insult to Hitler.
And
Yeah.
and this is from 2011, right? So you have to think that Jacob and Co has been going on making these things.
They've got it in stock still, no doubt.
Yeah.
Is
Someone
that what
jumping in
these
the
are,
ocean.
Jacob and Co?
yeah.
Yes.
How many does producer Michael have?
About 60 of them.
I don't know.
You can buy these at 80% off still.
Well,
Yeah.
now we know what to get you for Christmas, Anna. Something.
Yes. Well, you know, the cool thing about Jacob and Co, and I think I've said this before, but if you look at Roman Scharf videos, at some point he's down in Florida and he goes to see like a wholesaler he knows, and he shows him a Jacob and Co, and he's trying to sell them to him for like I forget what percentage off, and Roman Scharf says, you know, you can get any Jacob and Co at 80% off.
That's true.
And any day of the week, and it's impossible to make money with that kind of discount, right? So he was kind of implying maybe at 95% off, it's worth it for a wholesaler to buy it, but even then, so I'm sure that you can get this for a couple of dollars somewhere.
I mean, you see that on the wrist of someone, and you think those are zirconias. That's not real. That is just something you got in a lucky packet.
But
Well,
you probably
I mean,
better off breaking them down for the diamonds and get more for the diamonds than you would
Exactly.
with the wristwatch.
Yep.
Although that's 2011, so that might be during his money laundering phase. So they might
Or
actually be fake diamonds, right? Sold.
He
as
might
real
crack the
diamonds.
watch open and find some cocaine.
Exactly.
Could be.
And Barry's saying I wouldn't wear it if you gave it to me. I mean, I think we can all agree on that point.
Yes.
You'd
Definitely.
you'd find some kids today that would wear those.
At least
When
he
I
gets
was
them into the
8
hobby.
years old, I would have loved that.
Exactly.
So the proportions are all out. Look at the hands compared to the size of the watch.
Proportions. I don't think they can spell that word.
And
Yeah.
how much are these monstrosities?
I don't know.
Oh,
They'd probably be 10 grand.
Yeah. But it's funny that you bring up the hands, because the hands look like Modern hands, right?
Mundane,
And-
yeah.
And then there's, I don't know if you see, but there's 4 other little sets of hands, because that's
Yeah.
a 5
Perpetual or
time
something.
zone watch.
Oh no!
Swiss support CTA
Oh
movement.
no!
So yes,
47 millimeters.
yeah, 47 millimeters. That's
Wow.
Work of art. A true work of art.
That's my size watch.
Maybe we can all chip in and get
So we
James
get
one of
you
these.
one, Thomas?
You got one? Oh, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, get Thomas the yellow. He likes yellow, and I'll have the green.
Yeah. Gotta say that moustache is very well placed. They didn't think very much through that, did they?
No.
yeah, it's awful on so many levels. Right? That's what's cool about Jacob and Co. Right? It's oil pump.
It's
You
got
can-
4 pushes.
Yeah, you can keep looking at it, and you keep finding it's the watch that keeps on giving. You keep looking at it, you keep finding new stuff. You could own this watch for 10 years. You'll go back to it. You'll find new horrible details about the watch.
So I take it you're not a fan then.
Absolutely not. Look,
He'd actually buy them for a fraternity frat club or something, and you've got to wear one of these to be part of the frat club.
Imagine how many of them would be taking them off. Just not just wearing them for appearance's sake and then hiding them in their desk drawer.
Look, I like all watches, right? Cheap, expensive. The only watches that I really don't like are mostly Jacob and Co.'s. I'm sure I can find other ones that I don't like, but
You're not biased at all. Don't worry. We're not reading into it.
I mean, they're just they're.
I was
they're
going to
just,
invite you next week to lunch with Jacob.
You missed out a huge opportunity there.
Well, luckily for you, Anna, something that producer Michael is picking up your slack.
yes, I mean, look.
He's a majority shareholder.
This is definitely the same class level as his shirts and shoes and pants and everything else about producer Michael. So
Let's face it, Jacob & Co. is just a front for the cartel.
well, I mean, it literally was that.
Well,
right. So
here's the astounding part. It's not even lazy watchmaking. Someone actually put actual effort into making that.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of time and effort, Clive. You're right.
I mean, the gems are set. I mean, they really are set pretty well when you look at that circular.
Yep.
yeah.
Clive makes a very, very good point.
I mean, someone actually sits behind a desk and thinks, okay, today I'm going to be doing a skull cap on a skull with Hitler moustache, green on green, and I'm going to set all of those diamonds individually. Today is a good day.
Yeah.
Like Monday morning.
We're going to sell a ton of these.
It's more like, okay, I'm going to quit at 5 o'clock.
Start working on the project on the design at 4 o'clock.
I mean, how many days would that take them to do that setting? I mean, that's a
long
very
time.
good point.
Yeah. Oh, it's just
And
you
then,
always bring out the big guns and it's something we can't compete with you, man.
I think you already took the cake. This is like.
Well, we've had the orange monster from ID guy, and I think he's got one more in the chat, which is not a joke like the orange monster, but I think we've got one
it's
more from him.
Pretty cool. It's also Halloween themed in many ways.
I think Ennis gets the pumpkin head.
Speaking of which,
Hey,
Hey,
Oh, that's a good one. That
I'd wear that.
The
Yeah, that's
Joker
actually kinda
Halloween.
nice. That's cool.
that's really cool.
Yeah, I'd wear that. No problems at all.
What material is the case, though? Is that
a bronze case? I don't know.
It's a
or
rose
copper
gold.
plated or?
Ah. Rose gold.
Looks
Or
rose
gold.
gold.
Now, is that more of a Heath Ledger Joker, or is that more of a Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Hmm.
It was more
I
orange.
think it's an Archie Luxury Joker.
Got 2 horns. Look at the horns.
Yeah. So that time is just gone 5 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
That's the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I don't think you like. It doesn't sound like you like it, blue shirt.
No.
Share your feelings.
Wow.
Come on, share
Yeah,
your feelings. This
I-
is a point of this is a time when you need to really dig deep.
It's a quite interesting one, this one.
I kind of get it, but I wouldn't buy it.
No,
I'd have
same
that.
here. Same here. I quite dig it, but I wouldn't buy it.
If I could, I
like
would.
These.
You know, I can
Yeah.
appreciate that there are people out there that enjoy these Joker watches. They're not my cup of tea, but I can. But this one is just wow.
Yeah, I could have this watch.
It's fun. Silly face luxury watch, as they quote. A
I
bug to watch.
guess.
Simply
How
there.
much is it?
Probably, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess.
Be $6 or $8
So that's the case's rose gold.
Yeah,
it looks rose gold.
It should say the price down at the bottom.
at
yeah?
the bottom. Yeah.
It should.
Jeez, they take a lot of photos. There, 25.
Ooh.
Oh,
How much?
25.
Euros.
25 euros.
euros.
I don't like
Wow.
it that much.
Well, it sure beats the Day of the Dead that we saw the other week, which was like add another 0.
Yeah, that one was bad.
I don't like it that much. It's a pretty cool looking watch, though.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We'll get a laugh out of a few people. Definitely not a time as money watch though. Let's be real.
No. There's so many other watches.
It's
you
more
have for
money
that
than Sense Watch, though.
Yeah, more euros than cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one.
Well, I muted my microphone just now, and I was wondering if I really should have or not. Maybe I should have,
Were you live streaming?
Yes.
Okay.
Save yourself for later on, Clyde.
Right.
And another 2 liters of water.
This is the one that always gets me.
Oh, is that the, what's it called?
It's a mill.
It's the Wilson. What's it called? What's the name of it one? The
Yeah.
Johann Blake. Okay.
Richard Mille RM059.
Oh, he's that sprinter, right? Jamaican
Yeah.
sprinter.
Yeah.
I just can't. Look, I have no words for these watches.
Oh,
Especially it's
I
really
appreciate
light.
the incorporation of flag colors.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's
Okay, actually, can you
Fine,
pull up a? There's another good example. I think it's the same style of watch as this. That's linked to a South African sprinter. You get a better understanding of the colors of the flag on the dial if you like to look at that.
Well, I think
Okay.
there are words for these watches. Unfortunately, they're all German.
Yep. But it's really, I mean, it looks like it's got a kiwi fruit. Is that the idea?
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
You're shitting me.
Mm.
it looks like a kiwi.
What?
and then the
Pièce de résistance. What do we have?
I
Rubber strap.
wouldn't say resistance.
where is it? There's the terrifying part.
$600,000.
There's the beautiful price. Yep.
What?
Yep. Work of
I mean,
art right
like-
there.
I think it's
They're
really light. It's probably something like 20 grams or something ridiculous like that. Because it's for a
Well,
sprinter.
they're taking the piss seriously
Yeah.
against high horology.
You can get a 3D printer, make this, get a quartz movement, stick it inside, and you would have probably spent maybe $25.
I mean, the finishing on their movements is pretty on point. They do have some models that are appealing and look good.
That look
But-
like different kinds of fruit as opposed to just a
No,
kiwi.
that looks.
What about candy? What
Oh,
about
they
sweet?
have,
I would
candy
say.
ones as
The
well.
licorice
Yeah.
collection, yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, what really gets to me about those watches is just the retail price. How, like, I get it. Some of them have the AP concept movements in them and
Mhm.
everything, but they're as much as I'll accept a certain price for very high-end watches. I find that these are just
Beautiful.
completely overpriced, right? It's like $600K, $1 million. It's you can't price a watch that's fairly simple at a price where you could get like a Grubel and like a Patek and a Vachon and
Mhm.
a JLC. Like you can get an entire super high-end collection
Yeah. A
for one of these
collection.
watches.
A
Right?
proper collection.
And a house and a car.
they've done the near impossible here, because when you think about it, that is such a massive screw you to their fan base, their collector base. They've almost entered Rolex territory.
Yep.
Yeah,
But then
well,
their fan base and their collector base has like 80 of them already, so it's
I don't think this is a screw you to their collector base. This is really what their collector base wants, right? I mean, look,
Their collector base want to be seen with them. That's the problem, and they think that it oozes wealth and that I'm successful.
it's the perfect form of marketing.
yeah. Look, I hate to go back to producer Michael, right? Because he should just be.
Are we picking on him too much?
No. I think we could pick on him a lot more, but you look at his. Let's go back to his shirts and his pants and his shoes, right? That's not like a screw you to people. That's someone somewhere thinks, okay, this type of douchebag really wants to wear this ridiculous crap, right? So we'll make it for them and they'll buy it. So I think
but he doesn't buy that stuff from a designer store. He buys his jeans from a little shop on West Hollywood. I mean, it's not designer stuff. It's like stuff that we all can afford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but it's like that. To me, that watch is like those shirts that he wears, right? It's like, okay, like, look at me, right? And I paid a ton of money for this.
But that stuff's all stuff. His shoes, shirts, and jeans are stuff that we all can buy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not stuff that is sold to the rich and famous. It's not like he's walking down the streets of Paris buying off designer labels. His watches and cars might be, but like the rich, we all keep waiting for the bubble to burst on these RMs. But like seriously, they're still trading high, and I don't understand how they can be.
Well, I think part of the thing is that they really don't produce that many.
Right.
So I think they're very smart about their marketing and their production numbers, because if you're really popular in that segment and you can actually afford to say, you know what, I'm going to produce just the amount that I can actually sell, right? So that people say, well, they're very hard to get, right? You're on a waiting list. I don't think they're hard to get. They make just enough that they can actually sell. Because realistically, if they would produce twice as many as would be produced for this model, right, there probably aren't twice as many buyers at that price.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're very, very smart about how much they produce, about how they market. But it's all fluff as a brand, right? It's all.
I mean, something like this, they're making what, maybe 25 of them?
I doubt they make 25 of this particular.
I doubt that too.
Maybe even like 10?
10 or 12.
And the other thing too is, remember, right? It's like some super high end watches from JLC or Patek, right? That are numbered editions. Like there's some numbered editions out there that are like one of, let's say, 15, where they only ever made maybe 6 of them, right? If they don't sell, they won't even make them. So when you see the number on a limited edition, it doesn't actually mean that they made that many. And I mean this. I mean, come on, the whole it wasn't too bad until one of you pointed out that it's like actually supposed to look like kiwi fruit. Then at that point, it's like, come on,
I want to find the inspiration, that the actual object, the thing that inspired this watch. If I can, I want to send it to Zippo. I think he'll find it quite funny.
Well, yeah, that's easy. Go to Burger King and get a kid's meal.
No. I'm going to trying to find a good Google Images is not helping me here. Let's see.
Guys, I've got to jump off. Thanks for having me on, and I'll catch you guys.
Maybe see. See you later.
Cheers, ABC.
See you,
I just put it in the chat for you, Zippo. Have a look. Just keep this watch in your mind. Look at the colors. Look at the highlights, spot colors, everything.
The suspense is killing me.
This is gonna be good.
Maybe they just produced these watches on a laser printer as ordered.
Oh no, Zippo just booted himself off the show.
Okay,
He'll be back.
Let's take over the show.
I think he said. I think he thought my idea was that bad. He thought, no, it's time to go.
Is that your third avatar change for the night, Clive?
Was that my what?
Either
Third avatar change.
Something along those lines.
Zippo's back.
He is indeed.
Started clicking buttons, and it all happens every time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see
You got some red accents. You got some light
Yeah.
green,
Mhm.
sporty. Streamlined, small.
She's saying it's the frog watch.
Yeah, it's the frog watch. Call it the tiger frog or something. I should do another spoof. I think it's time for another spoof watch. What do
You
you
haven't
reckon?
finished the fig watch yet,
No, I haven't.
and the figs still in season.
There's so much on my schedule. Squalid. Yes. Anyways, this was the best picture I could pull up. We could probably find better ones, but who knows?
That's actually so close.
yeah.
That is very close.
But it looks like we have so much news and something has queued up for us. So I don't think we should delay.
All right.
It's his time to shine if he's with us still.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
If we haven't bored him to sleep.
No, I'm still here. There wasn't. It was a weird week for news. There wasn't that much, and then it seemed to
you
pick
say
up.
that every week.
Yeah, but like some weeks, were like at Watches and Wonders and stuff, there's a lot of news. But this week was like dismal in the beginning, and then so the first one that I don't know if you can still see them.
I have to apologize because I'm a freaking dumbass. Everything got nixed.
Yeah, I'll start posting them again.
Oh,
so,
no.
So the first one I thought was interesting because we talked about this one last time. Oris came out with a new sort of in-house movement for all of their.
Sorry, that's something I've just worked out something. Clive, unmute yourself, Clive. I have to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You've that Mark Goldberg picture. Do you go by the name of the dog trainer sometimes?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I've worked it out. That's bloody brilliant. You sir are a big troll. I love it. Right. Back on track. Sorry.
So
The new Aquas.
Yes. So we all wondered about which watch was going to have that new movement. And here it is, the first watch with the 400 movement. So the new Oris Aquas.
I love the blue. How it's gradient. I like the
lighter is great. I love the lighter.
Yep. I like the fact that the date wheel is larger than on the regular Aquas. It's a good looking watch. It really is.
But the best part of all, 10-year service intervals.
Yeah,
that should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And 10-year warranty.
And a 10-year warranty, right?
Yep.
Crazy. That's some big numbers they're boasting.
Yep.
And what's the size of the watch, NS?
43.
Yeah.
And a half.
Perfect size.
43.5, I believe.
Sea Dweller size, Nelly.
Yep.
And the price?
But it ain't cheap.
No, for Norris, it's not cheap. It's
how bad are we talking? I'm looking forward to seeing this.
35 or something.
3,600 US.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, I was thinking way worse.
They'll be on Jammer Shop for 2,500 already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like the Pro Pilot X for Pete's sake.
I mean, you're in the Tudor Black Bay 58 range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's a little bit scary about it, right? At some point, do you go in-house? Why do you go in-house for, right? And if it's so sometimes I look at a watch like this, and are you pricing yourself out of the market that you were successful in? Because I like this watch, but considering that you can get a Black Bay at a discount, right?
That's a very good point.
That's if you're a Tudor fan.
Yeah.
No, that's completely agreed. right? But then again, this is the price too, where you get an older Seamaster on Joe Mashop.
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
correct.
it's,
Seamaster's a good watch as well. I agree.
mhm.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
pretty much exactly the same price for like a Seamaster Professional, say.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
would you go for? Which one would
Right.
you feel more reputable?
But
Master
let's remember,
Coaxial.
you're going to get this for 22. You're going to get this
Yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
2,500 in the $2,000 range.
Good point.
This is going to be a great watch for that price range.
Yeah.
Yep.
5-day power reserve, and you know, it's a good looking watch. You
It's
you
a
can't
very
deny
good
it.
looking watch.
And when you look at the price, you don't even have to look at gray market, right? You're going to get a discount
Yeah.
in the store for this. So I think it's what everybody kind of assumed would be the first watch with their new movement. And I think they did well. So
Orange Hand makes a good point, saying they should have put the movement in a new watch model, and that's what I was thinking. I was wondering,
that's a
wouldn't it
good
be
point.
nice? Wouldn't it be nice if they released a new watch to celebrate the new in-house movement, the new chapter?
What if ID guy? What if they put this new movement in the Diver 65?
That'd be fantastic. It'd be bloody awesome.
Isn't there some rumblings about them doing that? Or
I'm sure they will.
A re-release of a 65.
I'm sure they
read
will.
The other day,
Yeah.
I love this watch. I mean, this is a vacation watch. This is a watch you can take on vacation, not worry about it too much. I mean, this, you know.
Beat the
Right.
snot
Nobody's
out-
going to
beat the
cut
snot
your
out of
arm
it.
off for an Oris.
I was going to say, right? Nobody's going to steal that from you.
Love the color. They've nailed that blue. Look at the
It's a
bezel.
lovely blue. Lovely blue.
This is a beautiful watch. I mean, I would have no problems at all wearing this watch, and I think you would thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's got some cool stuff, right? Like the 5-day power reserve. And I know we're talking about the service interval and the warranty, but the 5-day power reserve,
5-day
right?
power reserve holiday watch, exactly. If I'm saying holiday watch,
yeah, it is. It's a really cool
the
watch.
placement of the date as well, NS. I mean, I love that.
It's all been considered. I guess the downside is that everything looks kind of symmetrical everywhere on the dial, so you might lose your eye when it comes to looking at the hands and the batons at times. But overall,
You're on holidays, do you really care?
Don't really give a damn. No, not at all.
No, look, it's a cool watch, and even they put the date, and they still put a loom pip under, right?
Exactly.
It's a really cool watch. Yep.
This, I mean, obviously, it's not gonna, if it's your daily driver, it's, you know, you're going to be considering a lot of other watches with it. But and we're all horology guys, so we can see, you know, how we can put it into our rotation. But yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
I just want to welcome Mark P.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Hello,
Mark.
Mark P.
Good to see you.
Glad you're here, my friend.
So if you want to move along to the next link, I actually saw this
By
earlier
surprise.
today.
Yeah, me too.
And the next one's a Breitling, and I thought it was a cool watch because it's very similar to the new Tudor
Oh, wow.
day dates.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So in similar size too, right? A little bit smaller.
And on those bullet bracelets.
The bracelet is just what speaks. I think it's so.
Are these the
so
new chronomats?
Yeah.
Yep. So I thought it was a cool new watch, and it shows that just like Tudor, they're kind of dipping their toes into the more I don't want to say day territory, right? But bracelet dress watches, maybe we should call it. So I thought it was
Right, though, and they look dead like dates, so don't they?
Yep.
I'm wondering if those bezels actually turn or not.
I don't think so. I mean, there's nothing on them, right?
I'm sure I did see 45 and 30. Maybe those are just diamonds on them. I don't know.
I have to tell you, the bracelet makes this watch.
Yeah,
It really does.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the bracelet, I don't think we would look at it twice.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, just look at it right there. Right there. The bracelet is what makes it sing.
Either way, I don't think it would be something I would wear.
You don't like diamonds on your bezels and 32 mils, James?
Nah.
Oh, Very disappointed.
I don't think it would make the family collection for anybody in my family.
We've
Yeah,
got the rancher backstage, Zippo. If you can just
Thank
come
you.
in.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
I think they're trying to go for they're trying to slip into Datejust territory with this watch.
Yeah, it's like the Tudor, and if you look at the sizes, my guess is that they're also aiming it probably at the Asian market.
Are you
just
sure
like
that
the
bezel?
Tudor.
Are you sure that bezel can't turn?
Well, this one might. The other ones, I don't know. They've got nothing on them, but but this one's a bit weird. This bezel without the diamonds, because it has kind of like a turnograph.
That's
Look
it. Yeah, I
to
mean
it.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the aerospace as well, doesn't it? It looks very, very Breitling. Very Breitling. But I love that bracelet. That bracelet's gorgeous.
I just don't see Breitling make. I mean, obviously George, who runs Breitling, is a very, very smart operator. He's done great things with the brand, but I just don't see them hitting the Asian market.
Well, I think Breitling too, and I don't mean this as an insult, right? But I think Breitling, like Tag, they sell a lot in shopping malls, those types of jewelry stores.
Yes.
Right. So I think this kind of rounds out their collection too. So I think there's a little bit of
fair
that.
point.
Mm-hmm.
The green looks good, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the green is pretty nice.
It's a good. That looks nice.
James, this is the watch for you. I think rose gold, two-tone, 32 mil, diamond bezel.
Mate, I wear it on my pinky finger.
Yeah, that's it.
Is this the time is money watch? Is that what you're implying?
I think we're getting close. We're getting warmer, gents.
Mate, have you seen the size of my hands?
Pinky ring will be good. Got some nice texture.
Signet ring for me, mate.
Don't worry, I've got some more ridiculous stuff later in the news.
Good. I like that blue.
I like it. I like when NS brings out this sort of stuff. I don't have to get green with envy because I've got no money left.
That's not terrible.
I like the blue.
In a 36, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
I think they're 38. I think these ones are 38.
You wouldn't be biased, though, would you, blue shirt? Because it's blue.
No.
Not at all.
No. And, this is Breitling, so if it's not a hot limited model, you're going to get this with a heavy discount, right? So
but you get 30% off it walking into a boutique without even asking, virtually.
Yep.
And Orange Hand has a good question. Why does Breitling release three-handers under Navitimer and Chronomat model lines? I don't know. They can't help themselves. They can't come up with something new.
Well,
it's either got to be a Navitimer.
I think they're trying to shorten the list of models, not increase them.
That's a good point.
I think it's where they've gone wrong, where they've had just too many models in their lineup. And I think what George Kearns is trying to do is try to shorten what they have in their lineup and keeping them under the product lines under certain banners.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's like the Seamaster. Why did Omega release the Seamaster that was never waterproof back in the day?
Because that's what people knew.
Yeah, that's the name.
Tudor and Black Bay. Everything's a Black Bay.
Everything's a damn Black Bay.
It's very confusing, the Tudor lineup, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. So I think we can move on to the next one. I think we've
beaten this one to death.
Yes.
We've exhausted ourselves. James's new secret ring.
The price. What price does it start at?
The price. Let me check that. You see, when I don't know the price offhand, it shows you how much I really am into those watches.
You're not buying one for your wife or anything?
No. So it's not too bad, right? The 36 steel starts at 4,800. But the full gold with the bracelet full gold and the diamonds runs all the way up to 20,000. Wow. I think that's when it starts being a lot, really. So
that's a bargain.
How much?
There's 20? One at 20. There's one at 26 also.
Mm-hmm. Good God.
No.
Yep.
They're very brave, I gotta say. Very ballsy. Someone else taking out Fisherman's Friends.
I see it at $4,800, right? I think that's their sweet spot for some of the watches they sell at $26,000. I know that's not what they're going for, but to me, it's almost like that solid Doxa where they make one right for like $65,000, and they have it at the head office in a display case, never intending to ever sell any, right? But I'm pretty sure they think they can sell some. So I don't know.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to them.
They're still in. They're really getting close to the Rolex OP territory here.
Or
Seems like
actually,
that's what they're going for.
I guess the difference is that you can go into a store and just pick one up, right? Compared to an OP.
That's a great point, by the way, that James just brought up. The OP is now going to influence many other brands when it comes to their entry-level pieces in these kinds of categories. How they're going to have to pay a lot more attention to them in order to try and attract the same kind of audience that these new OPs have just hit.
Wow, and yet once again, we're talking about the OP again.
Yeah, it's a virus.
We went over that topic in a previous stream, didn't we? There's a lot of brands doing different colors. I mean, already
not just colors. I mean, just the brands themselves have to pay a lot more attention to try and bring these more base models up. Great, very good point.
I think it's been like that for a couple of years with the OP. Even the when they had the 39s, right, with the gray and blue. I remember here in Canada, you could get like almost unworn, right? Like brand new box and papers. You could get like the blue one and the grape one. You could get it for about 5,000 Canadian, right? Any day of the week. There were plenty of them. So it does change the market, right? Because for $5,000, like them or not, you're getting a really nice Rolex. So it's hard to charge like $6,000-$7,000 for a Breitling.
Yeah,
impossible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we have definitely beaten this horse. Time to move on.
Next watch.
So the next one is actually a car themed watch.
Absolute beauty.
Yes, I think this one is one of those where Resonance really.
That is so cool.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park.
Bring me this for Christmas.
Well,
is this another oil-filled one, NS?
Yep.
37.5 mils.
37.5.
Yeah.
You king.
30 mils of oil.
Oh, we're talking about millimeters and like millimeters, not milliliters. 30. I was thinking. No, I was thinking that's too small for a watch like this. How is it possible?
10W40.
This is the masterpiece. This watch.
That's great.
Again, I appreciate the engineering on these, and I know people really dig them. I just don't get it.
It's
not
like
for
having
me.
a robot on your wrist, Bruce.
Yeah.
I didn't either at first when I first had my first.
I mean, it looks like a face of an Apple Watch, if you ask me.
Oh, come on! It's not an Apple. It's not wearable technology.
That is sacrilege.
Sorry.
What I like about this edition, I find if you look at the pictures, it's really wearable. The color scheme is nice, and it kind of reminds me of the new Urwerk, right? It feels like they have a new edition, and it's just the right size. The color scheme is great. They just did a great job on this one, and it's car themed, right? Rally theme.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a fun watch.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, you have to look. Yeah, it's like the HYTs and the Urwerks, and it's one of those watches. They're still mechanical. It's nothing like a digital or a. You just have to get in. Once you get into them, the love for them, it is very mechanical. What you have to do is, if you're not into it, especially Blue Sheet, go on their website, and you can actually simulate. You can actually use one on the website and get a feel for it, and you realize it actually is a mechanical watch.
But you know,
Oh yeah. No, I know. What? It's a base 2824 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool, especially when you can use it underwater. I mean,
well,
I've
thought
got
oil and water
I've got
don't
three
work.
of them, and they're fantastic.
Okay, what brand is that again?
Resins.
Resins.
What?
Resins.
Okay, but you know what it has going for it?
Here we go. Say it.
Contrast.
Contrast.
Thank you.
Well, at least I'm not alone. Mark P doesn't get this watch either.
So I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't, why it doesn't appeal to everyone. It definitely doesn't stimulate blue shirt at all in the.
They've only been around for 10 years.
Fair
So
enough,
this is the 10-year anniversary watch, isn't it? Really?
Yep.
Yeah, no, and Tim Masso loves this brand. He spruiks this big time.
It's a love or hate brand. I mean,
Yeah. I think that's the cool thing about small independents that are pretty original, right? There's tons of them. There's some for every taste. So I think it is kind of a love it or hate it, like a lot of watches, right? Like a Dibitune, even Moser is kind of love it or hate it.
Yeah.
freaks, for example. You know, people.
I don't
buy
know.
them.
I've never heard of anybody really say, "Oh, I hate Moser." I don't think so.
You have to go on Horology.
Oh, on some of the forums.
Go to the Rolex forums. You'll see it, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How shallow can you
Freak
be?
watches are example. People either love or hate them.
All right, yeah, the freak I can see.
The freak is cool.
You know what's interesting about Moser watches? Before we move on to the next watch,
This coming from a beloved Moser owner.
Well,
From the Moser fanboy.
I'm a Moser fanboy.
but I feel like I have to point this out because to me it's hilarious, right? The same people that always complain, kids today don't know how to tell the time on an analog watch are the same people that say, well, the Moser doesn't have indices for seconds, so I can't tell the time because, they never really learned how to tell the time on an analog watch. They really need all those little numbers or else they don't really know what time it is. So I always find that hilarious. But yeah, look, I think it's Resins is like Dibitune and other independents. It's you have to like it. But and look, we've talked about this before, right? The other thing that I find kind of cool here is car-themed watches are some of the watches that are that have been done in the worst possible ways, right?
We know those. Yes.
Yeah, most of them are horrible. And I find that this one is pretty cool, you have to admit.
I'd like to know what kind of car this is that has a red rocket ship button on it.
It looks like a Lancia.
Lancia.
Yeah.
Safari, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Delta Integrale, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Not a Stratos.
Yeah, it's a Lancia, so that red button is probably like the fire extinguisher.
The self-destruct button.
Because they tend to blow up, or
They tend to catch fire very well, yeah.
I had a guy that worked for me, and he was into Resonance when they first came out, and he bought one, the Type 1, and I couldn't understand them or get into them. And then when I saw his watch and saw it function, once I understood it, I was like, wow, this is a great watch. But until then, I was like the same as everybody else. What on earth is this watch? What on earth is this thing? He was so into it. And I think it's just a matter of just understanding it.
Go.
Well,
You just took. Sorry, Clive, go for it.
I was wondering if Tim Masso, though, but keep in mind, Tim Masso gets to see everything. And I sometimes wonder if he's like the judges at GPH. They're like the judges at JPHD, where they've seen everything, so many iterations. Something has to be really way the hell out there to get their attention.
well,
I mean, with Tim Masto, he's a salesman. He's being paid to push certain things. So if they tell him to highlight this watch because we want to push it, he's going to do that.
I don't
He
think
does an excellent job of
I
it.
don't think it's just about that though, Blue Shirt. I'm sure he's got an appreciation for.
Oh, I'm sure.
So many watches come through the shop that he will have an appreciation for watches that take his fancy. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you can tell when he's just towing the company line, and as to when he's really enthused about it. You can tell in his presentations if you watch enough of them. But again, just to reiterate, it is all about selling watches on Watchbox, and there's no problem with that.
It's not about the passion; it's about the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like watching bloody one of those TV channels.
Yeah, very much.
Welcome Logan Hall and WV David R. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys.
You were just in something you were just talking about Moses with no indices on the dial. I gotta say, I got a special photo sent in of one with just the tourbillon, just the standard tourbillon with no indices on the dial, and it's absolute work of art.
Yeah, I don't like looking at those tourbillon with no indices because
it's depressingly amazing. I know.
No, because I passed on one at a good price. And I thought, I'll get that one next time because they're not going to go up in price that much. And,
It's absolutely stunning. God.
Mm-hmm. So the next watch that I queued up is it's nothing special, but we're going to talk about LVMH a little bit later on. So I thought I'd just show it. These are the new, this is a special edition. Actually, it's actually a military watch, believe it or not. And it's made for the Italian Air Force. It's their new low end aluminum fashion watches. I thought it was kind of cool, right? That they'd make one like that for the Air Force limited edition.
Isn't this the one that Pete from Not So Obvious Watches?
That's the one.
He was digging this, right, James?
Yeah, that's correct. They're actually creating. I mean, Time and Tide have featured it. They're actually creating a lot of noise. This particular watch, actually.
Are they not oiled sufficiently?
Is it what? Sorry,
are they not oiled sufficiently?
I'm not sure quite.
But they're actually mechanical, right? It's an ETA 2892. And I have to say, look, it's an aluminum watch. I know it's just an ETA, but for a limited edition of 1,000 watches, there's 50 individually numbered watches. I think those are for actually the military. But the ones they're selling, they're limited to 1,000 watches, and they're still only $3,000. So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad.
One thing that caught my attention, having a look at the lugs of these models, it looks just like at the very top when we saw those that front on picture. It looks just like a Breguet Marine.
Yeah, the new version of the Breguet.
Yeah,
Marine.
the titaniums.
Doesn't it come in 3 different
varieties,
styles? Yeah.
I don't know about this special edition. I know that the other ones do, but I think this one comes like
the limited edition.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I mean, it's not a bad looking watch. I mean, except for it's plastered with a lot of that. Then I think you can count their name on it like 13 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that bezel.
Pete's video.
Yeah.
I got to say the bezel script is a little. It's true to what Bulgari does, but it's very tacky.
Yeah, it's true to their older watches, right?
Yeah.
It looked very tacky, but I assure you guys, there's a method to my madness. We're going to talk about LVMH later.
Does everyone inscribe names on their watches? Is that what you're trying to say on the cases? Is that
No,
what we're
no.
getting to? Okay.
We'll see.
Excellent thing about this is all proceeds going to children's hospitals.
Nice.
Oh, that's
very
cool.
nice.
That's really good.
Yep.
It's sort of got the Gucci feel to it. Where
Yes, I mean that's on the nose exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to have a lot of appeal with the female audience to wear this, more so than the male, I think. But
well, if it's aluminum, it's going to be really lightweight.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah,
It's not a bad looking watch. It's a good looking watch.
Mm-hmm. And
the
I think
price is right.
Yeah, and this whole series really, you have to understand, right? They have their boutiques. You do want to have something that people can come in and be able to buy and afford, right? As nice as the Octo Finissimo is, you won't get a lot of people walking out with Bulgari bags if that's the only thing you're selling. So I think it's a nice, more fashion watch, I would say. So
yeah.
It's
Not
interesting.
not high fashion. We're talking fashion watch.
Yeah,
The
like
fashionista.
The fashionista watch.
So the next one, because everybody likes special editions and everybody likes
An Omega?
no. Everybody likes a Hodinky collaboration.
No.
So why not a Hodinky Grand Seiko?
This should be called the Jack Forster, right? Is that what it is? Jack Forster edition.
No, I think they're going to call it the cash grab.
Oh, it's GMT, this one.
Yep.
I mean,
Indeed.
it's literally just a blue dial of a white dial variant that they already make.
Well,
That's it.
I'll bring Tanya and see if he has one.
Is this another Alpinist, is it?
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. It worked for the Alpinist, right? That's
Oh.
basically what they did. So
Does it have a dinky on the back?
It has a dinky on the front.
Yep.
Do you get a Ben Clymer sweater when you buy this watch?
No, I think you just get Ben Clymer. Well, maybe he records himself laughing at you.
Sweater micro cloth.
He's laughing all the way to the bank, unfortunately.
Well, you get a free travel clock in the mix.
Let's be honest. The white dial, I don't see a lot of Grand Seikos out here in the flyover space, but one of the ones that I do see keep pulling up is the white dial, the GMT and the white dial.
Yeah, they look great.
That is a lot more interesting than the white dial.
Stunning.
Oh, look, it looks nice, right? The only thing that I find is it's just a different color dial, right?
Yeah.
Nothing really special, but look, in Hodinky's in their defense, Grand Seiko does do a lot of boutique special editions for stores, ADs, and things like that in Japan. But usually it's something with a nice texture, right?
Perfect. Yes. When they do that,
Whirlpool dial.
When they do it, it's bloody perfection. This is so freaking lame.
Yeah, this really looks like Hodinky called them up and said, "Let's do a collab, but how can we do it that it costs me the
Blue
least
dial.
amount of money?"
Shut up, blue dial. Let's do it. Okay.
Now, how much extra is it over the white dial?
$5,000.
Yeah, it's just $5,400. So I don't know how much the white dial one is. I'm not a big Grand Seiko fan, so
I think it's about $3,000.
yeah.
I think it's about $3,000. I mean, that's a joke. I mean, seriously. God.
And again, maybe it's just me. I want to like these watches, and I've tried, not this particular one, but I've tried other Grand Seikos on. I don't know. They just look. The dial colors are different, but they all look the same to me. And I'm sorry if I'm insulting any Grand Seiko fanboys out there.
There are some beautiful hidden gems in places that have very unique, cushion style cases and stuff that does feel a lot more unique to the Grand Seiko name. I know what you mean. A lot of the aesthetics of these models feel very Seiko-ish. But there are some others out there that are really special.
I've tried as well. I've tried to really like Grand Seiko, and look, some of their cases are really, really nice, and some of the dials are really, really nice. But
and it ain't a Moser.
I'm not buying Grand Seiko. I mean, I've tried, and I'm just not into them.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, James. It's just at Orange Hand.
Oh my God! Okay, I looked up the Grand Seiko. I'm on their site. SBGN 011 and literally USD 3000. Holy mother of freaking God.
Was that right? 3,000 for a white dial. Yeah. It's a joke.
Yeah, to 24, you're almost doubling the price for
absolutely pathetic.
Limited edition.
And let's be totally honest, right? If you look at this historically, Hodinky is popular right now. They have hype, but
they have a travel clock.
Yeah, but that's amazing. But in 20 years from now, right? Does this actually remove value from your watch? Right?
Exactly.
It's
interesting point.
Go back to it. What's the first four letters?
It was
SBGM.
Okay. Make sure we're SB. Make sure we're comparing apples to apples here.
Yeah.
Orange Hand says Hodinkee means cheap hooker in Czech.
No, wait. No, wait. Is that last letter a
Gloves are off, gents. Gloves are off.
Is that last letter N or M?
M for mother.
I'm looking over. Okay, small baby gets N. So let me look for an M. Jesus.
So what do they say here? So Twilight blue dial. Oh, gotta love Twilight. Have to add that.
Look at that Hodinkee engraving on the case back.
Yeah.
Hardly an engraving.
Selling features.
That was literally not even a laser, not even deep engraving. Gray accents for GMT functionality. Oh, notice that. Very important point there. Gray accent because the gray hand definitely stands out on a dial that is largely gray and silver.
I was going to say, because you definitely don't want your GMT hand a different color.
4,000. 4,000 is the... No, actually 4,600. Okay.
Well, you're still close to $1,000 more.
Yeah.
It's a lot of extra money. So
it's just so
updated typeface.
Oh yeah.
That's
wow.
But it's got Hodinkee on it.
It does.
God.
But I have something more ridiculous than that for later on. So don't worry, guys. This is not it yet.
Number 1 of 500. There we go. It's a limited edition, ladies and gents. This is really...
You brought up a good point, NS. I mean, are the Hodinkee lines going to be collectible in the future, do you think? Are they...
Their originals were amazing. I mean, the Vacheron, Corne de Vache they brought out, and lots of other small... They did some great... I think they did one with Laurent Ferrier at one point.
Look, they had a Groenfeld.
Groenfeld, right? Yeah, beautiful thing.
You had a Remontoir, which is like pretty cool. I think it depends, right? And I think some of them are actually priced nicely and are cool. Like they had a System 51 recently that was nice, the white one. I just think some of them are just
lazy cash grabs.
I feel like in a way this is the next generation. This is when Ben is so far back in the process that he doesn't even give the nod anymore. It's no longer directed to him.
It's just the cash cow.
It's an enterprise by itself.
Because I mean, how many times can you interview John Mayer?
Oh, yeah, luckily.
Is it twice or 3 times now?
3 times? I think it's been 3 times.
I think so.
It has, yes. It has been 3. They did a big pilot one years ago. So yeah, it has been 3 times.
Yep.
They haven't done an interview like that for a while, have they?
No, they haven't. The
last one I remember seeing was...
I guess because of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, now they have all these videos about people talking about a watch that they own or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of insufferable watch videos.
But they could be doing interviews by... this would be a great time to be doing the interviews by Zoom with people.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
For
Waco did it.
Lockdown. Waco
was doing it for Revolution. It worked out well. It's great fun.
Shall we move on from Grand Seiko?
Yeah, we
should move on to a...
Thomas, have you put your credit card down and bought one of those yet, or what?
No.
He doesn't like the color blue.
No, but the next watch is blue, and it's
really
very overpriced. It's very overpriced.
Please.
And we should feature it because Neo sent that link, and my first reaction was that I hate it. And so we had an interesting conversation about this watch on Discord. You know how this is the way I see it. You know how sometimes something is better than the sum of its parts. I find like here it's the total opposite, right? The AP style leather
crocodile,
band. The crown that looks like it's from like a $1,000 Cornell watch. The case that's incredibly weird. You don't know is that a Breguet case?
Yes,
or
wow.
brand case.
I was following along with the discussion on Discord, NS, and you kind of softened your opinion of this, but I think you were right the first time.
Yeah.
Here's my take. It's blue.
Well,
it's too blue.
But wait, right? It might be too blue. I mean, the movement is cool.
Is that a pimple on the side?
One of Archie's horns.
It's fit to burst. It's got a blood supply and everything. Look at it.
That case just doesn't match, right? Well, we can all agree on that.
Nothing matches here in something. You can't defend this. This is it's hard to defend.
Wait. There's worse. But so, but this totally breaks down once you get to the bottom of the page and you see the price, right? So I know Chrono Swiss has been trying to go into the higher end for years, right? But it is priced.
Nice movement.
Yeah, the movement's cool, but it's $39,000.
Oh,
What?
Come on.
What in the holy hell?
Exactly.
The Oklahoma is now coming out of Clive. That's when you know you've broken the guy.
But wait, there's something more.
but there's more.
The next one is something more overpriced.
You've broken the Bronco.
I found that the dial actually looked like a peacock. It looked like a
It does.
peacock.
That's a good point, Thomas.
Yeah, good
It
one,
is like a
Thomas.
peacock.
I really wished I'd saved that piddle up until now.
I'm so glad
Wow.
tonight, Ines, you haven't inspired me to want to spend any money,
Not a cent. Not a single cent.
except for the obviously the new residents.
$39,000. Wow.
So you're not interested about those Breitling pinky rings, James?
Definitely not.
Look at that dial. It
And
looks
this
like-
Chrono Swift doesn't do anything for me, thank God.
looks
It
like-
does look like a
Oh,
peacock,
dial.
Thomas. It really does.
It does look like a peacock, completely.
Peacock's plumage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
Are they drunk?
Are they
Probably.
drunk?
It's pretty bad.
I think they're on something, acid or something.
$39,000.
Who designed this? I mean, seriously. How many did they make? I hope they only made 10.
Oh, I
no,
think 500. They said.
No. They're not making- No, I think it's 15 or something like that.
Okay, I read something
yeah.
else.
They're going to
Yeah.
end up at a AED.
Well, it's Chrono Swiss, right? So what's weird about Chrono Swiss,
yeah.
it's like they're quarter repeaters and things like that. They're going to sell them. You don't know who they sell it to. And then it's going to be on Chrono 24 in 10 years for like $3,000. And you'll be going through Chrono 24 listings and thinking, $3,000 is not that much, but is it really worth $3,000? And you'll end up not buying it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That is
let's-
an eyesore.
but
Anyway.
let's say you were to buy that watch, right? Which is this is the segue for the next link in the news. Let's say you buy that watch.
Right.
What case would you want to put it in? And there is a person that there is like somebody in the Archie stratosphere that likes Rimowa luggage. So how about a Rimowa watch case that costs a few $1,000s in that
Aluminium.
I think it weighs 3 pounds. So the article does say that it's probably not very usable as a travel case, which this is supposed to be, because it's 2.84 pounds of weight. So you don't want that in your luggage, obviously. But a horribly unusable, weird aluminum watch case. For
This is when you ask a young designer to come up with something and not consider the consequences or the environment it's being put into or the user experience or what its actual purpose is, and that's the result. You get a box, streamlined, simple, beautiful, but it does absolutely FA. Sweet FA.
I think Archie could use that as a travel case, just not in his luggage.
He'd need a six one though for his 6 identical Pateks.
It looks like a cheap external hard drive.
Yes.
Yeah. How much is this?
$2,000.
It's $2,000.
Wow.
How much?
Aluminium is expensive.
$2,000 US.
It doesn't even look that good.
Now, is this also Houdinki?
No,
This is
no.
definitely Hodinky related somewhere.
Yeah, I was
no.
going to say, it's got to say Hodinky on it somewhere.
No.
Then it'd be $4,000. You got it wrong, guys.
10,000,
No, this is-
James. 10,000.
Look, this is Rimowa. they can come up with those things on their own. They're good at that.
I've
So
never even
don't-
heard of that brand. Something must be wrong with me.
they're
No, they make travel cases. They make bags and luggage.
Yeah, they make very expensive aluminum luggage. Luggage that you open it and it's super small inside and it's completely useless, but it's like it's sort of like a status symbol.
Yeah, it's style over nothing else. Style over function, and no function at all.
I must be behind the times. Sorry.
Well,
So,
it was made by Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was New Zealand based, but I see it says Singapore dollars. So I don't know what.
So for
Anyway.
$41,000, you can get this case and put your 39 grand Chrono Swiss Tourbillon in it.
I mean, this is the case for that watch.
What about the Jacob and Co's? The Jacob and Co's, the diamonds on them.
The Kiwi watch.
The Kiwi watch as well as the centerpiece.
So I think the skull watch,
Yes.
the Kiwi watch,
Yes.
and then the
Chrono
Chrono
Swiss.
Perfect
Yeah.
3-watch collection you have there.
That's
Done.
that's a combo meal deal hunger buster.
That way, if you when you're on your yacht, right? If you drop it into the water by accident, you can be sure that it'll sink to the bottom of the ocean.
I think you're going to say it's got a flotation device or something.
And all of them will be completely ruined. And how cool is that? How cool is that to know?
Yes.
Hey, blue shirt, I promise you I'll buy you that Chrono Swiss when it hits $3,000 on Chrono 24.
That Chrono Swiss, that's a new in-house movement, or is it outhouse?
I don't know. It might actually be outhouse. Actually,
Well, yeah, because Chrono Swiss, I think their whole thing was about bringing value and style, but using ETA movement to keep the prices down and the.
well, they do have their own stuff, right? Like they're famous for their own. They put their what do you call the dial where each time is its own hand dial. Yeah, they do have like their big claim to fame is their regulator module and their quarter repeater module. So
Yeah, you've got to read. You've got to read the lines of the actual description of these, and just how. Oh my! If you actually read the words, you can just see it's very on the nose, sleek, slim, compact, streamlined. It's just so fantastic.
I've got to say, guys, I'm pretty happy with my 3-compartment Wolf watch.
Yes.
Watch carrier.
I like this for $80.
Exactly.
Looks kinda cool.
$80 is cool. Sure.
Quite nice. Yeah, I quite like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe 60.
Do you like it for 2,000?
Yeah. Aluminium is expensive.
Yes.
So is aluminum.
I think it's clunky. I think I prefer a watch roll to a boxy thing like this.
Much more.
Because I mean,
travel
this wouldn't even fit in my messenger bag.
Exactly.
And it's 3 pounds. Literally.
The Chinese factory it's making for them, they're probably selling it on the side for $80.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
True.
exactly
Guaranteed to find them somewhere
With
else.
no branding on them. No brand needed. They just sell it as
even
the
better.
generic.
Yeah. And it probably comes with a hard drive in it. So.
I want a James Bond kit in mine underneath it with all the extras.
Yeah.
Multi PPK and all the features. Nice.
So
We've beaten this horse to death. Next,
we have
the last link I have is more watch business news, and it looks like the LVMH Tiffany deal is back on the table.
really.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But at a discount. So
Ooh.
it looks like they would be. Let me get the figures. The rumor is that they would be paying $131.50 a share instead of $135, which is still it would be a $400 million difference. So
Wow.
it looks like they still want to go for it, but as long as they get to pay a little bit less for it. So
Hey, 400 million. What 400 million between friends?
Flippin', can you post the link in the chat again? Because we've been joined by Dr. Bill Sanders.
Oh,
on our
absolutely.
Hi
side.
there, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
I know.
Bill's missed all the fun. We've been laughing at anything and everything today.
One of Bill thinks of the Chronos with Peacock watch.
Well, Bill likes regulators, right? So
He does.
Yeah, but showing Bill, that's like, it's like where they film people observing like the 2 Girls 1 Cup video. That's what it's going to be like for him, I think.
I think that's a little bit different. Yeah.
No, I just think the expression of shock and horror would be identical.
Yeah. Actually, I really want to hear his thoughts on it. It might be quite. I want to hear the profanity. Now's the time for Bill's profanity.
Yeah. Should we go back to it?
Let's have a look.
Sure.
You're gonna love this.
What profanities?
Hello, Bill. Welcome.
Welcome, Bill.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Ding.
Hello.
Okay.
We
All
like
right,
to get
I'm
your
gonna-
reaction.
The floor is yours.
Oh heck! How's that?
But Bill, this is only $39,000. So for a Chrono Swiss.
Go show Bill the movement. You go show him the movement.
The movement's pretty beautiful, but
The movement is the best part.
Yeah.
Well, that's
We're calling it the Peacock watch.
Is that
Bill.
a Chrono Swiss movement or visiting fireman's movement?
That's a good question.
We're having a hard time ascertaining it.
Yeah, the Tourbillon looks a little bit like that one that everybody has now. The one that Horage has looks kind of like that.
It does a little.
The Chrono Swiss manufactured caliber C303 flying tourbillon semi-skeletonized hand wound.
so maybe it is theirs.
I'm going to watch space.
I'm not a big Tourbillon fan. That's that's just me though. $40,000 for that.
Don't you love the color? The color is something special.
No, the color's cool, but
I was being
prefer
sarcastic.
green. I'll tell you the
Yeah.
truth. You know what I'm waiting for is any day now. Perhaps we'll see what the new Marco Langs are going to look like. That I think would be worth waiting for.
Yeah,
Blue-
that'll be interesting. Do we have any hints as to what it's going to be?
I think I got a note from Marco a couple of weeks ago, and he says it's coming out pretty soon. And there was something about Georg, and you know how they had the movement laid out on Georg, so you could really see the gear train and everything. Boy, I tell you, I would love to see that on any watch that he comes out with. But if he comes out with a $50,000 watch, I'm sort of he comes out with a $20,000 watch. That's it would take a while to save up for that. But this. Ooh, what's that one? What was the gray one that you were looking at there? That one right there on the left. Oh, that's a Chrono Swiss regulator. If they'd only make the regulator without the tourbillon. I know people love the tourbillon because they like to look at it, but I don't know. I'd rather have a remontoire where that really works.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do make a lot of regulators, but even their regular regulators they're still kind of expensive. And I think the regular ones are probably quality-wise comparable to something like a Cornell or something like that. So at retail, Chrono Swiss is a little bit on the expensive side for what you get.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
There's something about Chrono Swiss I've always liked, and I don't know what it is. It just sort of, I don't know, maybe it was one of the people running it that I read about. But they're sort of like they keep coming back. That everyone thinks they're dead, and then they do something interesting. So many companies now have tourbillons. you can get one now for around $1,000 from a Chinese watchmaker.
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you guys have tourbillons?
Yes,
Not
some
I.
of us
No,
do here.
I don't. Bill.
I do not.
I limited myself to 3.
I do.
There's a few Tourbillon owners here. Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to insult anyone. I just
But I will say this about a tourbillon, right? It's nice when it's well executed
Yeah.
and it's well finished
Mhm.
and there's something behind it. But I think a tourbillon for tourbillon's sake, because
It's the most,
it's like those
most practically impractical move complication.
yeah, it's like those
Exactly.
cheap Chinese ones, and even that new Swiss one, right? That Orange uses, that's a little bit more expensive, but it's a completely unfinished, completely unfinished. Not the finish is not great. The movement's not greatly executed, so you just end up having complication for complication's sake.
Right, because that's
Yeah,
like what Tag did with their tourbillon. They put it in the watch just for tourbillon's sake.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, so I like it in a Moser. I like it in a lot of watches, but in a $7,000 watch, just to be able to say, "Hey, look at us, we have a tourbillon," then that.
You can get them for $1,000 from China.
Mhm.
There's I agree with you. Here's the other thing that they don't do, and I think it's sort of interesting. Bruce and I and let's see, one other, Andrew, I think, we were talking to Stephen Forsey at the Watch Time show, the one back in 2019, and we asked him about that, and we said, how come more people don't have not tourbillon, but the remontoir égalité? And he said, well, they're really hard to make. And I thought, well, yeah, that's sort of interesting. And the one that Gronfeld had that they came out with in 1941, that thing sold out. Boom. I mean, they made 188 of them and they were gone in no time at all. And they were about 50,000, I think. So they weren't cheap. But, this is something that really has, I think, sort of real horology to it. And I know that tourbillons there. A lot of watchmakers see them as the, sort of winning a chess game against a master or something like that. It's sort of a rite of passage. But like somebody just said, a lot of these things are, they're just
practically impractical.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're right, Bill, and but it's not just the tourbillon, right? I see it. I think the perpetual calendar is another one of those complications where a lot of watchmakers take a very old perpetual calendar movement, and they just put it into watch just to be able to say, okay, I have a tourbillon, I have a perpetual calendar, I have a chronograph, I have all these sort of classical complications.
They're checking boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Just to say that you have that, but then you end up with the same perpetual calendar that's hard to set, that's easy to break. It's just look. I think a great example of a tourbillon done right is if you look at Moser, right, where every one of their tourbillon also has a double hairspring, right? So there's something to it. Or JLC with their Giro tourbillon, right, where it's a 3D axis, something like that. Even Global Force, right, where their tourbillon are at an angle, they serve a purpose. But doing a tourbillon or perpetual calendar just to say that you did it without any innovation, anything special to them, it's a hard sell.
Yeah. Have you seen the one that FP Journe did with the, and I don't remember the name of it. I've only seen it once. Instead of having it flat on the same plane as the dial, it's perpendicular to that.
Yeah, that's the new version of the Tourbillon Souverain, right?
Right. Yeah. I
But-
forgot the name of it though.
But it's actually very well done because it's not just perpendicular, but it's kind of like vertical when you look at your watch.
Yeah,
because,
yeah, something like that. Right.
Because that
Yeah.
way, no matter how you put your watch, whether you put it on its side, actually it's horizontal, I should have said. So whether you put it on the side, whether you put it upside down or on the other side, it's always at the same sort of vertical position, no matter how you angle your watch, so that it's like Tourbillon were in a pocket watch in your
Right.
pocket. It's always vertical, so it really combats gravity, right? So that's really interesting, and it's very when that one came out, I think last year or the year before last.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it was actually very controversial because one of the things about the Jaune Tourbillon was that it was very thin, so people liked it because it was a tourbillon, but in a dress watch, and it had the deadbeat second. And when they made it, it was a little bit thicker because of the way the tourbillon is. So people were like, it's not going to be as thin anymore. But it really serves a purpose in that watch. It's not just just a complication for complication's sake. And the other thing that's interesting about Jaune Tourbillon is that FP Jaune said in an interview that when he made his first tourbillon, it was because he was repairing, I think, a pocket watch tourbillon, and he said, tourbillon are so rare that this might be the only time I get to work on one. And 15 years later, 20 years later, everybody has a tourbillon, right? Which is kind of ironic. So.
Very, very cool.
What I like about this, we were talking about the chess analogy just now. It's like listening to two chess players playing without the board or anything there. You're doing your moves without even needing to reference the images. It's all
exactly fascinating stuff.
Pretty great.
I just want to welcome Chris from the Watch Lounge and our fellow channel member Neo. What's up, Neo?
Yeah, hi, Neo.
Hey,
Hi,
Neo.
Chris. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
I just pasted a YouTube video that the Watchfinder did on the FP Jaune Tourbillon Souverain, and there's some amazing photography in that video, as always.
Right, nice.
So where are we going from here? Have we finished the headline? We're talking about LVMH and the Tiffany acquisition. What's the next step?
I don't know.
I had a few microbrands lined up that I've been looking at.
Nice.
If you want to go to the Reese watches one, Defoe.
Sure thing.
This was the Reese watches Resolute, which is come out in several different dial colors.
Oh, that was nice.
Scroll down. There's
I'll have the green, thanks, Thomas.
Urban Teal. There's the
And the
Carbon
teal's
Black,
nice as
or
well.
the Camo Green, which we're going for $399, but going for $329. I think they've all sold out, those colors. So the only one left is the Alpine White, which is $359 with a fully loomed dial. It's 40.5 millimeters, 11.5 thick, 46 millimeters from lug to lug. It's 20 millimeters lug width. It's 100 meters water resistance. It's running a Seiko NH35A. It's got sand textured dials with applied indexes. It's got C3 and BGW9 superluminova. It's got a custom canvas strap with a featherlight titanium casing and special Ultra Hex anti-scratch coating and screw-down titanium case back. It's got a tarpaulin watch pouch which comes within. It was Kickstarter's top-funded titanium field watch, and pre-orders are going to be delivered in January 2021 on this watch. I really like the way it has the angles that cut down on the lugs. make it a
Yeah.
sort of square shaped watch.
I mean,
So
I think,
this is
I think
this is titanium.
Yeah, it's titanium, so it's a really nice field watch. It's a really nice looking field watch, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like it has applied indices, which is really nice.
Sir, I had duck out. What are we talking about? Seiko?
No, this is the Reese watches Resolute Live. This is
Microbrand.
$329.
I think if you're going to do a field watch, you should have Arabics on every day and time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure how I feel about a brand that rhymes with feces.
Yeah. I mean, how do you pronounce the name?
Reese.
Reese.
Interesting.
Okay, so what kind of movement?
NH35.
NH35A. Seiko.
Yeah, they could do a lot worse at that price. Wait, what kind of price point?
$329.
Yeah, okay, shit, I can't complain about that.
Oh, titanium.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is there a bracelet option?
No, just
I guess no, it's a field
on the
watch.
strap. It's quite. I think it's got a leather lining on the inside of the canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a nice looking watch, I thought.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, there aren't too many titanium watches for $329.
No, absolutely.
You know who would be I almost wonder about like Rich from What's on the Wrist might be a good, especially if we're going to look at Microbrands.
Yeah.
And the watch lounge is saying that Travis over at Reese is a really cool guy. So it's
Oh, there you go.
Chris obviously knows him.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Interesting find, Thomas.
Yeah, the next one I had to look at was a new Chicago-based Microbrand launching one of their watches, which was the Legacy Chronograph, and this is Haim, the watch company, and they've got their Haim Legacy Chronograph. This is a 39.5 millimeters, 13 millimeter thick, 47 lug to lug. It's a lovely watch. This, I think, it's got lovely beads of rice. 316L steel case with beads of rice bracelet. And it comes with a Milanese bracelet also included with the watch for the promotional price of $399.
Oh, wow.
Which is
Well, that's
normally $499 normally, or you can get both for $699.
Well, I guess Corey has a little time to design watches since his movie career kind of went south.
Yeah, this is using an ST19101, which I presume is an STP manual wind movement.
Right.
With a column wheel chronograph. And it's 42 hours power reserve. The chronograph has a tachometer and a pulsometer function, and has a small seconds and a 30-minute counter. It's got an exhibition case back as well, which is really nice.
Gotta love a pulsation dial.
Yep, that's a signal.
Yeah, it's got a sky blue panda dial or reverse hunter green dial colors, available with nice sunburst finish, and the indices are applied with only 12 or 6 o'clock being on the Arabic numerals featured, and the hands are coated in super luminova. I think it's lovely. It looks great on the Milanese saw on the beads of rice, but I really like the green dial.
Yeah, the green dial's very nice.
Anybody caught the new Mandalorian?
My brother's working on the next series. Actually, he's working on. It's called Pilgrim. Is the code name, but I don't know what the actual name of the series is going to be.
What was the Thomas? What was the movement in that Haim?
I think it's a seagull-based movement.
Oh, it's a seagull. Okay.
It's called an ST1901. I presume it's an STP. I don't know. I don't quite know, Bill. I don't know whether that's a seagull or whether it's a.
It looks like a seagull.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
It's
think
easier.
Clive knows it's based. Is it based on Lemania? I can't remember the
No, it's a Venus 175.
Venus
Back in
caliber. That's it.
1960
Venus, yeah.
That's it.
Back in 1960, Venus needed to raise some cash, so they told the Chinese Air Force, "Look, we know you're going to copy our shit, so we will sell you our old movement, and we'll send you the plans and all the dies and all the tools, and you'll just buy this." And they're like, "Yeah, cool." So,
They're actually there's such great movements. They're bulletproof. It's ridiculous how you can abuse them.
calm wheel movement for watches.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had a field watch and a chronograph. Which
I'd have to have a diver.
I really like this chronograph, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like
You
both
have to have
of
a
those.
diver next, though, right? I'm guessing.
Well, I was going to have a GMT next,
Okay.
which was the Monta Atlas.
Yeah, Monza, they really are.
Yeah,
Doing some great
Monta's
stuff.
great.
What they're getting about. It's quite an expensive watch, this one. It's $1,950. It's a 24-hour date. So it's a 38.5 millimeters wide with a 10.2 millimeters thick. It's a 47 millimeters lug to lug and 20 millimeters lug width. It's 150 water resistant. It's using the caliber M23, which is a self-winding movement. And I presume that's Monta's caliber. I don't know whether that's coming from an ETA or an SCP or a Solita. I don't know, but they must be sourcing it from somewhere. I don't know whether it's their in-house. Don't know whether they're making it themselves, but they're saying it's a Monta caliber.
Yeah, it must be a modified movement.
Solita, maybe.
Hey, Flippin, could you magnify that a little bit? Could you give me a Montezuma?
Montezuma's range.
oof. That's
Monta have really gone from strength to strength. I mean, I remember when they were selling their watches for $400 or $500. Now look at them, they're $2,000.
Yeah,
I love the
Wow.
I love the inner chamfering on the lugs. You don't see that often.
quite a lot of money, but I thought
What's powering this, Thomas?
I don't know. It just says the Monte Caliber M23. I don't know whether that's a Solita or
I think for the price, it's probably a modified Solita. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be rare. They must be modifying the movement themselves because Solita wouldn't be doing it for them. It wouldn't be of high enough volume.
ETAs aren't available anymore, really, so they
The
have
only
to.
people who do
Yeah,
modification is STP.
Watch Lounge is saying it's a Solita. So
yeah. I
It's
just
a
Googled it.
Solita SW 330-1.
Yep. Just Googled it, and
Great movement, Solita 330.
They actually started with a 2893, but I guess
Right,
when they
yeah.
weren't available, they moved
ETAs.
Yeah.
to Solita. So
It's so sad that ETAs are now a thing of the past for brands to grab.
Yeah.
So Chris from the Watch Lounge, would you spend $2,000 on this Monta?
yeah,
Yeah.
apparently they're saying the bracelets are very comfortable.
Yeah, that's what
They-
Aunt G's saying. He's saying the Monta
Yeah,
bracelets are very
They're
comfortable.
saying that the bracelets are really comfortable. They're bigging them up a lot.
Yeah, Breitling and IWC and see who else. They have the same watch for $5,000 with
Yeah.
these with the same movement in it, and they call it something else. So
Exactly.
$2,000 isn't too bad.
It's a very good point. It's really hard brand.
Yeah, so I'm sort of favorable
Hey, guys, I gotta
to
go.
the.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see.
All right, take care, Clive.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Clive.
Clive.
Happy birthday, Clyde. Yeah, every day you don't buy a watch, it gets that much more expensive to buy one.
It's true, man.
$2,000, and you get to wear a Monta.
$2,000. That's crazy.
It's a lot of money, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. Would have been better if the data matched the date wheel to the dial.
yeah, but you know why they don't do that, right? Because custom date wheels cost a lot of money.
Right.
So
Especially when you're using a base caliber Solita as a starting point.
so this
That's
way
true.
they just get whatever comes with the base caliber. So
You know, if they're saying that it's modified, That should be part of the modification.
Yeah, should be. A lot of brands do it. It's
Well,
some brands do manage to do their own work.
Yeah, the problem is that modified 99.9% of the time means that you ask Solita to engrave your logo on the rotor.
On the rotor, and that's
On the rotor, right?
That's
Yep.
what it means, right? That's the only customization that they actually do.
Yep.
So it's
Vauchur would do that, but I think most of the microbrands that use Vauchur want their own logo on it. But if I were setting up a microbrand, I'd use a Vauchur, but I'd leave the Vauchur logo on it because
it's cool.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot of these startups have nobody knows them, but they would, if they saw the watch had a really good movement, I think in it, it would get an immediate boost from that, and rather than putting their name on it, who are they? Nobody. And it also helps the buyer because then we know right away what kind of movement they have. I have almost no patience whatsoever with, they're using these movements, and some of them are good. I mean, there are a lot of Solitas that are really good clones of ETAs because Solita was under contract with ETA to make those movements at one time. Mm-hmm. And so when you get a Solita, you can get a really good movement. But the thing is that they cost less because they've got them down to mass production now. And because they cost less, they can sell them for less. But then the thing that always gets me is that, with brands like Breitling and IWC and so forth, they stick them in there, they give it a name that sounds like it's probably a Breitling or this or that. And then they say, oh, well, no, we've done a lot of things to them. We've done all of these upgrades. Fine. What are they? They never tell you what improvements they have made.
Yeah,
it's generally a rotor with a name on it.
Right. Yeah, and exactly.
The worst part is when they tell you that they've made so many changes, and they just use the same base plate. But if you use the same base plate, that means you are using the same drivetrain. Because all the pinions are there, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of saying, well, it's a totally different movement, but it's the exact same movement if you're using the base plate. And Bill, on your point about keeping the original name on it, I would say there would even be a middle ground, right? So if you are buying it, let's say a watch with a Vauchur movement in it, why not put both, right? Put your own logo on it, but leave the original name on it as well. Right?
They can put their name on the dial because that's all they made, and then leave the name of the movement on the movement.
Well,
but look, now our modified movement has Geneva striping on it, so I mean that's another.
Yeah, but Bill, you just made an assumption that they actually made the dial, right?
Yeah. Sorry, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Well, the watch lounge comes up with an interesting point, which is Justin, one of the owners. It's the same guy that operates Everest straps.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting little point.
I think that more and more microbrands have moved away. When microbrands first came to the market, they had to have unique points of difference. It was open case backs and all those sort of things, so they could actually attract buyers who they weren't used to seeing the movements in action. But I think more and more microbrands are moving away from all those unique points of differences now, when they have closed case backs and don't need to modify the movements and have their name on the rotor and so forth. So I think closed case backs are now becoming more and more common. I think you'll see, especially next year, big changes in the microbrand world.
Well, the last one we've had a field watch, a chronograph, and a GMT, and we've got to have a diver. And this one really caught my eye. This one because it's like a box of chocolates. It doesn't know what it is. It's got a bit of 1655. It's got a bit of Panerai numerals. It's got 50 fathoms bezel.
Wow.
And this,
Boy.
this is $295. It's the Undone base camp.
How can you have a
Wow.
GMT hand? How can you have a GMT hand as the main hour hand? That's just wrong.
You're right. This watch doesn't know what this is.
I will say this. This is exactly what I would expect from Undone.
It is Undone. It is Undone. It's the names, isn't it? You know.
I saw it and I just thought, wow, blimey. Yeah,
It's a mishmash of 4 or 5 different watches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and look at that crown. It's like
oh my soul!
Yeah.
It has a royal oak crown.
it's like a bolt on it. It's wow.
Yeah. Panerai numeral, 1655 hands, 50 fathoms bezel. And it's 40 millimeters, 15 thick. It's using a Seiko NH35A caliber, 40 hours power reserve, accuracy rated within 20 to 40 seconds per day. It's 40 millimeters lug width. It's using a Lexan crystal, a polycarbonate thermoplastic found in headlamps and motorcycle helmets, with 250 times the impact strength of glass.
I mean, it's Lexan. It's plexiglass, right? Let's call it like it is.
Exactly.
And the chamfering on the case, I do like. It's one thing I think is quite nice.
I just love the fact that I really like the fact that they use the GMT hand as the hour hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sacrilege.
Bizarre.
I
mean, if you're gonna go for it, go for broke, right?
I think you got to understand what Undone is as a company. I mean, it's a fashion brand that is a company that is. I mean, I've got a conflict of interest here, but it's a fashion brand designed for a normal person to go online and customize a watch for themselves or as a gift for another person. It's not. I mean, they're predominantly recreations of other watches. They're basically quartz movements with some automatic movements, generally NH35s, and let's see them for what they are. They're not high horology. They're not horology as such. They are a gifting service, creating. You know, they have license agreement with Ultraman, Snoopy, Batman, Superman, all those types of things. A lot of Japanese type superheroes. They're a gifting service, and they do a great job. They're huge. They have a huge Asian audience market, especially in Japan, across Asia, and that's what they do. I mean, this particular watch. I mean, when you look at that bezel, there's no point of that bezel, but you can choose a different bezel. This particular watch has a Cali dial available for it as well.
You're kidding me! I'm just looking at that bezel. There's nothing on it.
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
I know.
Totally useless.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can go on to this website.
But like James says, it's a fashion watch. It's a
How much is that? Out of curiosity, do they post the price?
$295.
Yeah, but you can customize this any way you like. You can customize with an orange NATO, with a leather NATO. You can put that particular bezel on, another particular bezel. I mean, $295 delivered to your door. You can actually put a text on the dial, which is laser engraved. I mean, it's this. If you actually go on the website, you can customize the watch to your liking, send it as a gift to somebody, and 2 days later it's dispatched. I mean, this is not a watch you'd buy for yourself generally.
Isn't Undone a project of the guy who works on bracelets?
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael. There's a couple of guys behind the company. There's a couple of private equity guys. Michael and Robert actually run the company, and there's a couple of private equity guys on the board.
I just want to welcome. I'm sorry. I just want to welcome Showcase Watches into the
hi,
chat.
James.
Hey, James.
Hi, James.
Hey, James.
So,
that GMT hand is quite something.
It's misplaced.
See, is this kind of jumping on board the Seiko SKX modding community? Maybe
It is. It feels just you nailed it. That's,
Yeah, I mean,
feels the
this
same
watch you're looking at here, I mean, this comes in blue. It comes in a variety of modded versions, and let me tell you, it sells massively all around the globe. So, but there's not just this watch. There's Brigade Type 20 styles. There's the Kilkenny type styles. I mean, if you look on their actual website, there's actually 20 or 30 different varieties you can modify. Plus, you've got the whole Batman themes, the Superman themes, the Snoopy themes. There's a whole lot of offerings.
I'm about to buy one right now. It's called the Sport Speedy. It looks just like a Dark Side Pitch Black edition.
Really?
Yeah. $289.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That'd be
Hey,
quite
guys.
fun to go and design your own,
Hey guys, I just want to say we've been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of have to go. I've got to go take care of the kids. So
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks,
I got to kind
everyone.
of be going too.
Yep.
So
great show as usual. Thanks for joining, Bill, and everybody else.
Thank
you very much for having it.
Catch you
We'll
guys
see ya.
later. Okay.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Take
Anna.
care. Okay.
Cheers,
Bye.
James.
See you next week.
So you want to start to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
can
I think
do.
we've been going long enough.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that idea. I'm going to go on the website and just play around, see if
Yeah,
I can
why
find
not?
my perfect watch.
Yep.
It's all a bit of fun if you have a look at it.
Mhm.
Exactly. So I just want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. I want to thank Dr. Bill Sanders and the Rancher and James Arthur and ID Guy for joining us. It's always a pleasure. We really appreciate your input and joining in on the fun here.
Yeah, it's always great. Love these shows.
I love
it. Thank you to the Iron Man, Thomas Burnett, for his
dedication
right to this show, and to Flippin at the manning the controls. A big thank you to you, sir. And
Thomas does a great job as always.
He does.
And
He does.
Flippin.
He does. Yeah.
We have, and next week Flippin's going to be doing some Flippo tricks, aren't you,
tricks
mate?
for us.
Zippo tricks.
It's his
Come on,
birthday,
mate.
so we got to be nice to him next week.
As his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Oh, we
birthday
have to
next
do a
week.
big,
Yeah.
big,
We're
massive-
gonna crack beers next week.
There you
Nice.
go.
Are we?
Why
We've
not?
got to think of some kind of theme for next week. I mean, Clive's suggestion on the time is money thing was great. So there has to be something good we could all maybe put together. Maybe come up with a few ideas of if anyone has an idea for a subject we'd like to use. I mean, Zippo, it's your page.
Throw it in the comments if you think of something later. Discord, anything like that, and we'll all
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to do something for next week for Zippo's birthday.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Right on.
Definitely.
So
All
thank
right.
you for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate it. Give us a
Thanks
thumbs
a lot,
up if you
guys.
can. Tell your friends.
If you love them or hate them, tell them anyway.
Right.
Tell them
Just
anyhow.
just tell them anyhow.
Yeah, we've got Zippo's birthday party bash next week, so it'll be
Birthday
a huge
bash.
show.
Don't forget to join us next week for the big birthday bash.
That's
we have
right.
Clive's-
There'll be fireworks.
We've got 2 birthdays. It's been Clive's today, so I've had a great day today. But yeah, if you can give the thumbs up, that'd be great, everyone. That would be
We
much
do
fun.
appreciate it.
And everybody give a big hello to Bottom Gun. She's out there watching.
Bottom gun.
Hello,
Yes,
Bottom
Bottom
Gun.
Gun. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Good night to Junior and Mark P.
Yep. All the regulars. We
All the
truly
regulars.
appreciate it, and everybody that's new. We appreciate you too, and we're just glad that you found us, and hope you find it all very entertaining. It's just a bunch of friends talking watches. That's all this is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a blast.
All right,
Tell
gentlemen.
your funky friends.
There you go. There you go. We'll see you all next week. Once again, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. GMT.
Later.
Take care.
everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Time.